your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, skrilling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
There you go. It's going in. Oh! There we go.
What a legend. What a legend.
That's my guy. Let him know. Never.
The legend himself, bro.
Ryan
Hermani. From Steph range, too.
That was Steph range.
That was Steph range. That was deep out.
That was the best part is when he goes to the camera and he's like,
yeah, bro. That guy, I love that guy, man.
Head, like a real hooper. Dog.
I love that guy. Ryan Hermani.
He's the GOAT. A lot of people were going at him last week.
Yeah.
Or this week.
It was this week.
Yeah. I still think you're a little bit more disrespectful with the M take, if I'm being honest.
It is what it is.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my man Kung Fu Spitty, a.k.a. Spin Morax.
Yes, sir.
We got Young Sus in the TV booth.
Yes, sir.
And he's actually, we got Casper in the audio booth, so he's doing the audio too. So
doing double time.
You know what I'm saying? We hope that one goes well. But also, we got a special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I'd like to introduce
the dose of There we go.
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course.
This is sweet. I feel like I was gonna fall asleep sitting here. Honestly,
yeah, dude, those chairs are comfy, man.
Yeah.
Those chairs are comfy.
Real comfy.
These are different.
That's the Maz chair, so it's got to be comfy.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Maz is the OG.
Nice. Like
Yo, you're the king of Detroit Lions YouTube.
Nah.
If I must say so myself.
Nah, I appreciate it though.
He's the gatekeeper of the Detroit Lions.
Man,
so.
I make the rules. You're the king.
That's true. No, I agree with that.
There you go. See? He said it. Yeah. You admit it. So you agree. You think you're really pretty. No, I'm joking. You ever see me go?
We're going there.
All right. Off rip, because we obviously do our prep. And the way we do our prep, we use the same like sheet as the previous day, document, I should say. Yeah. And we just erase everything, type in the new subjects. Well, we actually left one topic in the intro.
Yeah.
And that was the Eminem's overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from one Spencer.
Yes.
As you know, we were jamming before the show.
Yeah.
While we're doing prep. Shouts out to Chris, showing us a couple new Kendrick verses. So Dose Dion walks in while I'm jamming. And I go, hey, what kind of music you listen to? He goes, I like rap. And I was like, well, who's your favorite rapper? Dion?
Eminem.
Eminem.
Okay.
The first thing the king has to see on this piece of paper is your garbage Eminem's overrated take.
It's, man, and like I said, music is subjective. I respect it. Like he's got, like I said, where I put him was based off of how he's viewed as like one of the best. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not saying he's bad compared to trash rappers or guys that nobody's ever heard of, but there are a lot of other rappers that I'd rather listen to over him. And his new stuff is not it. I respect his classics. Like I said, he's got the classics that you can never take away from him, stuff like that. But some of his new stuff is just, it's not it for me. We went into depth on that yesterday.
Dion, how you feeling about that, man?
I mean, look, I'm listening. I'll say this. On the way up here, that's what I listen to.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying because I do think that you're right. It is subjective.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eminem, I think, is a specific audience that he appeals to.
Yeah.
But I think when you start to talk about bars, the entendres, the flows, I mean, it's like, hold up. I don't see another guy that can handle that.
His MC level
crazy
is untouchable. His MC level, the way he does that, yeah. But
all right. No, there's some respect. I give it that.
It is what it is.
Chris,
I always gave it up.
Chris literally has, aka if you guys don't know, Chris is Young Sus. He literally has a music podcast.
Yes.
A hip hop podcast, more specifically. Mm-hmm. What's your intake?
I mean, my intake is 100%. I agree with the fact that he's overrated. That doesn't mean that he's not a legend. That doesn't mean that he's not one of the greatest of all time. What it is just simply put, I mean, just look at his counterparts and look at how they age versus him. That's my only problem with Eminem. And I am not as down on his more recent catalog as most people, but I'm definitely not high on it. But just look at Jay-Z. Look at his counterpart. Look at how well Jay-Z aged. 444 is one of Jay-Z's best albums.
I agree.
And Eminem, when is the last great Eminem album? Has any of his albums come close to rivaling his peak? And that the answer to that is no.
Marshall Mathers LP2 was a good album. That was probably my favorite M album that he put out recently. I like that album a lot.
Yeah. That was a good one. And, overall, I think he's too bored with rap, and so like the whole like fast thing, the fast rapping thing, like yeah, it's impressive. Like we know that you can, that you can do it at a level that nobody else can do, and I'm not taking away from that skill set.
It's gimmicky now.
You've proven it.
Yes.
So like,
so rap now.
But to be fair to Eminem is so good that is how he has to entertain himself these days. So like that's where like I understand why he makes the music he makes today, even if I don't find it, sonically pleasing, I guess is the word.
That's a
pretty good breakdown. It's a good breakdown.
I expect that one.
That's what the guy does for a living, It's what he does for a living.
Podcast or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I do have something I need to get off my chest. Because as a Spartan alum, as a Spartan dog, as a guy who loves Michigan State, who loved past Michigan State, who loved the teams in the mid-teens and those great teams we had when we went to a college football playoff, when we had Kirk Cousins and all those guys that were leading us to some of the most unrivaled success the franchise has ever seen, other than back in the day when we were the first school to let black people play football, which is a fact. Look it up. And Pat Narduzzi was a big part of that. He was our defensive coordinator. He was a huge part of that
no-fly zone.
Building those teams. Yes, no-fly zone with Darqueze Dennard and Trey Waynes. Building all those young guys, those linebackers, making them into what they were, bringing them from 3-star guys to some of the best backers in the country. He's been talking crazy lately, and it's starting to piss me off a little bit. He's been talking crazy about Michigan State. He said that if they had Kenny Pickett in the bowl game, they easily would have whooped Michigan State. And if that's the type of talent that the Big Ten has in their top, then Pitt can go into the Big Ten and sweep them every year. First of all, buddy, I don't know if you know, but Kenneth Walker, the best running back in the nation, didn't play that game either. Arguably the best offensive player in the nation didn't play that game either. So if you got Kenny Pickett, we got Kenneth Walker, and we dog walk you guys. We dog walk. There's nothing you can do to stop him. He would have went for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. So stop it there. Second of all, Pitt is not on the level of the Big Ten. They're not. They never will be. They never have been, and they're not right now. You look at the top 4 in the Big Ten last year. You've got Michigan, you've got Ohio State, you've got Iowa, and you've got Michigan State. All 4 of those teams blow out Pitt by 20+. So stop it. I'll even take Wisconsin and Penn State to put some numbers up on you. Stop it, Pat. I've heard from young Cheese Nips, who is tied in deeply to Michigan State coaching, Michigan State athletics, talks about how he knows for a fact, and he's heard around coaching circles, that Pat Narduzzi is a backstabber. That's what he does to move up. That's how he is. That's how he makes his next leap into what he's doing. That is a terrible thing to do. That is a terrible thing to provide to these young minds of these young men who are looking to better their lives, who are looking at you as a role model, as someone to teach them how to be a professional. And going out there in the media like that and talking blasphemy for no reason, just because you're salty the Big Ten is thriving right now, and Pitt is going to be awful next year without Kenny Pickett, because Kenny Pickett was all Pitt was last year. So stop it. I'm sorry your program is falling into shambles, and you're jealous. You're jealous of Mel Tucker. You're jealous of what Michigan State is building. You're jealous of the Big Ten and how they're trending in the national or in the college football landscape. Stop talking out your ass, Pat. It's getting embarrassing. You doubled down on it today, and you have no shame as a human, as a head coach, and as a former Spartan. You got to stop. Like, it's embarrassing for me to watch this, for me to open my feed and see it again. Pat Narduzzi doubles down on a podcast talking about Michigan State and how they're nothing, how they would have got blown out if Kenny Pickett was there. Yeah, well, he wasn't there. So don't talk about what ifs, talk about what happened. You guys lost. Jaden Reed embarrassed your entire franchise. So stop it, please. Stop talking about what ifs. Start talking about what happened. And what happened was you lost. So keep Michigan State's name out of your mouth unless you're thanking them for putting you on the platform that you are now. Sorry. Had to get that off my chest, man. It pissed me off. It really did. Because I like Pat Narduzzi. Yeah. All Spartan fans like Pat Narduzzi until he started opening his mouth like a dumbass.
Did you see the stuff he said about Jordan Addison?
Yeah.
That's what got me.
Yeah, man.
He says some people forget where they came from. So the guy was just trashing Michigan State.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. Yeah, literally, you. Yeah, I don't even want to go into it. Pat Narduzzi, I feel your pain. I didn't go to Michigan State. I'm a Spartan fan, and definitely feel a bit backstabbed.
Everybody says Michigan State is a basketball school. People say that, which it's known to be, yes, but it is a football school as well. And in those years, those Pat Narduzzi years, that was some of the best football that Michigan State has seen in the recent era. Probably the best football Michigan State has seen in the recent era. And for you to come back on that franchise and come back on that school and trash them like that, it is sad, it is very small of you, and it is embarrassing. So, Pat, right here, buddy.
Whoa.
Sorry, had to do it. Had to get it off my chest.
Dion, are you a big college football guy?
Not Michigan State, Michigan.
Yeah.
So, but I'll say this, man. Obviously, Michigan State won this year. I love the way that they play with Mel Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man. And they just, to me, obviously Ohio State didn't go well. But to me, they give me the Dan Campbell vibes, man. You knew when he got there that team just ain't gonna quit.
Yeah.
So I don't know Narduzzi, like Narduzzi apparently. So I'm gonna let you, do your thing there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love Mel Tucker. Coach Tucker he's the best thing that's happened in the college in a long time. I love D'Antonio. All props to D'Antonio. Probably the best coach in school history, but his way of coaching, his way of recruiting wasn't working anymore. He was the guy that would go out there and get the 3-star guys, get the guys from Detroit, get the guys from Lansing, get the home-built guys and turn them into stars. And that's not what college football is anymore. Obviously, you know how wild it is now with the transfer portal, with the NIL, everything like that. And they brought in Mel Tucker at the perfect time because he has executed those things to perfection. He is out-recruiting Michigan, which is, I never thought I'd be able to say that. It's impressive.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's wild for Michigan State to be out-recruiting Michigan with the brand that Michigan is, with the funding that they have. It's impressive. And Mel Tucker is 100% responsible. And Matt Ishbia, obviously, and
shout out.
And all the great donors. But Mel Tucker, he breathed new air into the franchise, into the program. And I'm very excited to see where it goes. And next year, when he's got a team full of his guys, when he's got a team full of his recruits, not this upcoming year, but the year after that, when he's got all these 2023 recruits, these 4-stars that he's been recruiting, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary. I'm very excited. Very excited for the way this program is trending.
Yo, you were on fire this segment.
Thank you. I'm sorry. It's close to my heart, man.
Yeah.
Felt it.
No, because I get to the point Michigan State was considered a basketball school.
Yes.
Pat Narduzzi played a big hand in turning the page and also becoming a football school.
For sure.
Obviously along with D'Antonio. And then you saw the fall of Michigan State when Narduzzi left. The defense wasn't that stout and that hurt. But I think Narduzzi needs to sit down, maybe give him a mulligan.
Yeah, he does.
Made by Gypsy Vodka.
I need a mulligan.
It is the official drink of summer.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You might as well. You know what I'm saying? The mulligan's made with Gypsy Vodka. Whether you're hanging out on the golf course in the backyard with the homies, the mulligan's calling your name. Ask for the mulligan at a local golf course or a Total Wine near you. This is Woodward Heavyweights.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
A lot of people see me come up from the basement, and now I'm here at Woodward Sports, and a lot of people say, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? I just tell them, good old white privilege, guys. Don't let these cameras fool you again. I am a white man. But it's all thanks to Chili Peppers 10. I'm able to look so beautifully Brazilian bronze, man. They'll beat all competitors by $5 if you join the Chili Peppers Tanning Club. Make sure you guys do so. There's 26 locations more. Chili Peppers Tan. Keep that sand out of your butt crack, man.
Butt crack full of sand.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy. Join my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus at TD Booth. And we have the king.
The king.
The king.
To the king.
Of Detroit Lions. YouTube. Dose of Dion.
In the building. In the building. Ready to go.
In the flesh.
I didn't even know who you were bowing to be real.
Come on, man.
It's humble king.
If it's not you, then who?
Nobody.
We always speak their names in this motherfucker. Come on.
You heard that silence.
No free promos.
Okay.
Silence speaks words.
All right, Dion. Obviously, we have Dose of Dion on the show, so we're talking some Detroit Lions. Something came across Spencer's Twitter feed. He saw that, I hate this even coming out of my mouth, but Jimmy Garoppolo is 5-1 to come to Detroit. Now, I don't know what sportsbook. Fill us in, because this is your find.
Bet Online is the sports book that put these odds out. Bet Online AG. And as of right now, the Lions have the 5th best odds to land Jimmy Garoppolo, apparently, to them. Above them, they have the Browns at plus 225, which makes sense. You don't know when Deshaun Watson's coming back. They got the Giants at plus 350, which makes sense because Daniel Jones is terrible. They've got the Seahawks at plus 350, which makes sense because it's between Drew Lock and blanking on his name, Geno Smith, and the Texans at plus 400. Then after that, you've got the Lions at plus 500. And then to round it out, you got Bears 12-1, Jets 20-1, Saints 20-1.
And it's not just them, too. They're not the only people hyping this up, Dion. I was really trying to explain to you this article on the back. And Jason McIntyre from Fox Sports, he has his own podcast, McIntyre on Fire, whatever it's called, and he thinks the same thing. He thinks the Detroit Lions should flirt with the idea of bringing Jimmy Garoppolo here. It's not even a thing. Dion, actually, you tell them why. It's not even. Go ahead. I can't even.
No, I mean, you're speechless because it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
I don't see why we would do something like that. I think it's crazy. Here's the thing. First off, I don't know the exact numbers of the contract, but I do know that financially it would be an issue for us to try to take on that contract. And if you go through our roster, we don't have ways to make money right now. I mean, the ways that we try to make money, we probably have to mess with Goff's contract. So you're going to mess with Goff's contract to bring in another quarterback? That doesn't make any sense because you don't want to be locked into Goff. That's what you have right now. So there's that. And then there's also the fact, I'm just going to be straight up, Jimmy Garoppolo's not that good of a quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that we're not sure where he should go because there's not that market for him. Jimmy Garoppolo's not that guy. I mean, they drafted Trey Lance when they did because they knew he wasn't that dude.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been that guy. And, I mean, I think we've seen it in the playoffs. Jared Goff still has potential to be our guy. And I would like to see that. But, yeah, this doesn't make sense for any stage. I ain't giving up draft picks because why would I want to give up draft picks? We need those.
Yep.
The salary cap doesn't play out, and we're not upgrading.
Yep.
I believe that if you got Garoppolo, you're downgrading at quarterback. So it's not a competition thing. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. I agree with that. You think about what it would cost in a hypothetical world for any team to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. Obviously, eating his salary, unless the Niners are going to eat some of that and send him off, it'd be a 5th-round pick, I would say, something like that, because that's what it was for Baker. I think it was a 6th-round pick or something like that. So you'd have to give up a 5th-round pick, bring in this aging, injury-prone average quarterback to compete with Jared Goff. Like you said, this is Jared Goff's, and we are notorious for being Jared Goff haters. Like everybody thinks we're Jared Goff haters, but I agree with you that Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's coming into his 2nd year in the system. He is comfortable. He already has relationships built with Josh Reynolds, with Amon-Ra, with TJ Hawkinson. So to bring in a guy like that, like you said, you'd have to make up cap space somewhere. Don't know how they do that. You'd have to give up a pick, and you'd have to basically restart on a chemistry standpoint and get somebody to learn a new scheme, which I don't see how anyone would think that would put you closer to winning than having Jared Goff quarterback this team. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Detroit Lions cap space, sitting around $9 million right now. Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, I'm waiting for this to load. So this year, so we'd be taking third. Okay, so actually his salary would go down during the trade because dead cap hit. Oh, no, I'm looking at a previous year. I apologize. This year, we would have to pay him $25 million, bro. That's not happening.
Not a chance.
There's no way. Goff's dead money this year, if I'm not mistaken, Dan, is $41 million.
It's crazy.
There's not. It's that I don't even know. You said it was a .ag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those bootleg, booty-ass sports books, man. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, man. But look, bro, I'm just saying. It's not even a realistic thing, like, just from a cap situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. And on top of that, too, like, I would challenge anyone to look me in my eyes and tell me what, you know, and convince me, or anybody, what does Jimmy Garoppolo do that Jared Goff can't? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, like they're like the same guy to me, essentially, other than Jimmy Garoppolo has a lot more injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would take Jared. I would think we did this exercise yesterday, or no, a couple weeks ago. You know, who would you rather have between Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, and Jimmy Garoppolo? And we all picked, you know, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna ask you. I know his answer. Out of those three, what is it for you?
You know my answer. Come on now look. And I would take him over some quarterbacks that people would get mad about if I brought up. When you look at the Jared Goff situation, you said Jimmy Garoppolo. We know what Garoppolo is. We know what his age is. He's not young like Jared Goff is. And I think you made a great point with the chemistry and Ben Johnson. The way I look at it is Goff needs Ben Johnson.
Yes.
He needs this situation. Goff needs a situation where, yes, you have to prove it, but he needs a situation unlike the LA Rams where he was put in a spot where we're good now, you're young, we're going to take things off your plate because we don't want you to make mistakes. He needs to grow within an offense, which he's never had the opportunity to do. And financially for us, people look at it as a bad thing. There's two great things. Either one, it works out, and financially his cap hit is lower than most quarterbacks in the NFL the next 2 years, and we have money to spend, and we can always lower that through structures. Or two, we move on and we're not paying so much dead cap. So, yeah, draft picks, the money side, literally, I don't think there's a way we can make that money. I don't think there's a way we can get $14 million if they don't take anything.
On top of the fact, too, you could Ben Johnson, you know, when he spoke to the media about, you know, tailoring this offensive playbook together for this year, he did it hand in hand with Jared Goff. He sat down 2 straight days, and they tailored the offense to him and his abilities. And now we're just like, oh, all of a sudden going to trade for Jared Goff? Yeah. I'm sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo?
For me, it's if you're moving on from Jared Goff, you are moving on to somebody that is either on a rookie deal, a rookie quarterback, or obviously better. Like, obviously better quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo is neither of those. He's not. He's an expensive quarterback. He's injury-prone and old. And he is not obviously better. He's arguably worse than Jared Goff. So I don't get it. I don't know. Like, we talk about, like I said again, people call us Goff haters. We're Goff truthers. This is hate. This is hate. To put him in this, like, Lions are so down bad they should trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, or he's a 72 on Madden, which we'll get to in a minute, is a little ridiculous to me.
Hey, but he's a winner, though.
He is.
You know, that's what everybody tells me. Jimmy Garoppolo wins football games.
Yeah.
I remember when Jared Goff won football games, too, when he had a good team.
Yes.
Like, that's what it comes down to. Jimmy, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, but that's the one argument with Jimmy Garoppolo, is that he wins games.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You guys hit it all, though. Yeah, but he needs Ben Johnson. But, I mean, really, he had a great stretch to finish the year.
He did.
Jared Goff played really well. And it was in Ben Johnson in a bigger role. They promoted Ben Johnson. It's not like they got a whole new OC that they're like, hopefully this works. They've already seen it work. So why would we mess that up now? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
100%. And then you have a whole offseason of weaving that into their minds and the secondhand nature. Like, 100%. And then Jason McIntyre, this is the part we kind of already touched on anyway, but he says, does Jimmy Garoppolo take this team from 3-13-1 to 8 or 9 wins? Yeah. Like, what? Like, bro, that's tomfoolery. And I don't even know what that means. I just heard people say it.
I don't understand how you can legitimately look at their bodies of work and say Jimmy Garoppolo in his first year in a new offense with all new players and new coaches puts you in a better chance to win than Jared Goff in his second year in a system with guys he's comfortable with already. I don't get it.
And by the way, coming off of shoulder surgery as well.
Yeah. They just like him because he's handsome and he's banging a porn star. It's like bring him to the team with all that. No, but it's blasphemy, honestly. Like,
clickbait.
Why would we bring in another quarterback who's making over $25 million a year? You're going to have the highest paid quarterback competition in the history of the NFL? Like, get out of here.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. We're going to say, Dion?
I was just going to say one thing. If the Lions were going to do this, they would have drafted somebody.
Yes.
They would have signed a UDFA. I mean, you would have done something. Get a different backup in the building.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, you did something different to just know at least there's a new face in the building. They've done nothing.
Yeah.
So why would they do this now?
100%.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes zero sense. I mean, the thing that shuts it down automatically for me This is the contract in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way we can make it fit. We had to chop up Goff's contract last year just to even sign our rookies.
Yeah. And they were in the business of getting out of contracts like that. Like, they got out of Trey Flowers' contract. They got out of different players like that to free up some cap space. So Brad Holmes can do what he wants to do. He can sign, these agent got the Mike Hughes, the Charles Harris to 1-2 year deals that you don't have to invest a lot of time or money in. And to bring in a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo just is completely ass backwards to what he's been building this Lions franchise towards so far.
It's wild that I tried getting Jason McIntyre on the show before we even started, but it's just I don't want to disrespect him because maybe I don't know, man. How are you?
Maybe they know something we don't.
No, though, because even again, salary cap wise, it doesn't even make sense, man. Come in closer, we get closer to the camera. We got Michael Banks in the building as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna boot up. So my whole take on it is with Jared Goff, we have to understand that this is Brad Holmes' guy. This is Brad Holmes' last first-round pick with the Rams when he was there. Not that he actually picked him, but, of course, he actually had a lot to do with him coming. And then for him to come here and start over with his first-round draft pick and then build a team around here, come on, y'all, let's go, boot up. Y'all need to understand that the Lions is building a Super Bowl champion to set up for decades to come. We are starting right now on the ground floor building this thing with Jared Goff. Jared Goff is our quarterback, hands down. We just need to stop anytime the wind blows somewhere. Hey, let's get this guy, let's get that guy. Negative, Ghost Rider. I'm telling you, Jared Goff is our guy. And the reason why they brought back those draft picks is they trying to capture that same magic from the end of last season. And they went on ahead and they brought in some talent to put around Jared Goff. You have to understand, we get our left tackle in the middle of the season. I remember when Patrick Mahomes lost his left tackle, they pulled him out the game and they only scored 3 points. Let's deal with the facts here, okay? Injuries. Now we coming back in this season with 100% offensive line with our running backs. You got to put Craig Reynolds as the number 3 back. And then we're going to just go ahead and pound it down your throat. And then when you get tired of that, Jared Goff, which is one of the best play-action passers, come on, man. And don't let J-Mo come back right after training camp. It's a wrap. It's over. Period. Hands down.
Mic drop.
100%. And I think people recommending this trade need to see you need some help mentally.
Yeah, if you believe that Jimmy Garoppolo to Detroit is a good fit, you might need some mental help. And thankfully, we have the thing for you because this sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions that are plaguing our community. So check them out on Woodward Sports or go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or know someone who is. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X.
What's going on, man?
Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it. You've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They got $12 open unlimited play. We can stay there open until close. Have a good time. They also have $120 private lane reservation. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. Pop in $2. Pops you out a good beer. No hassle. No fuss needed. Know what you want. Want to make a decision. They have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down to Hamtramck. Check them out at the Foaling Warehouse or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Boy, I got a big old head. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy, Eazy, my man, Kung Fu Speedy, a.k.a.
What up, though?
Rex. We got Young Sus in the TD booth. We got a big fight coming up. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that one.
Yes.
Real quick, I got to have you cut a promo later, too, Chris. Because Owen did his. Actually, you did it for him, but
yeah,
you top that one, right, Chris?
We'll cut a promo for you, too, for sure.
Go unmute yourself real quick. I apologize. We need you to cut a promo for the fight
promo. You gotta get hype.
You gotta talk that talk.
Yeah, we can do that.
You said you're going dog walking, man. Yeah. You can't back out now.
You want to save for the last segment? So you got some time to think about it?
I mean, there's nothing to say. I mean, actions speak louder than words. So there's really nothing. There's really nothing to say.
Okay.
Our engineers are fighting each other next week, so in case you guys wanted to know what was going on,
Dion,
we're gonna have them in a boxing match together, and then because we call him Young Sus, we call the other guy Cheese Nips. So winner of the fight goes by their actual name from now on. Yeah. So put something on the line.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. Obviously, we got Detroit Lions royalty in the building. Those Dion, Michael Banks. We just got done talking about Jimmy Garoppolo possibly coming to D, and that's because, we do have, let's be honest about it, a question mark right now at the quarterback position for the Detroit Lions. And it seems that the guys who make the ratings at Madden feel the same because they gave Jared Goff a 72.
That was mad disrespectful.
Overall at QB ratings. I'm sorry. That's putting him behind Ryan Tannehill.
83 for Ryan Tannehill.
Yep. Kirk Cousins,
80,
who's at an 80. Jimmy G,
the man himself,
who's at 77. Baker Mayfield, 77. Jameis Winston, 77 as well. And then a guy that I hate to take this L2 in the Madden rating thing here is Tua Tagovailoa is a 74, which I cannot. There's no way in hell that I'm not saying there's a large gap between the two, Goff and Tagovailoa. But Goff has most definitely proven a hell of a lot more than Tua has. And Tua has barely been healthy enough to stay on the field. So for him to be a 74, I just don't understand where that's coming from. But, Goff did a rough year last year. Did they get it right?
No. I as much as we have spoken on our dislike for Jared Goff, and we think he is what he is, and that what he is not a championship winning quarterback. Mm-hmm. A 72 is low. That is low. That's disrespectful right there. Like, if you're putting Ryan Tannehill at 83 and Jared Goff is a 72, I don't equate that. I don't understand how that works out because I don't see Tannehill as a world beater. I don't see Tannehill as a guy that'll go out there and win you games. Like, he wins games because he's got the best running back in the entire universe behind him, a freak athlete, a guy that anybody's scared to tackle that can go for 200 yards at any given day. So I don't know about that, man. The Baker Mayfield at 77 and Goff at 72 is the one that stuck with me the most.
How about Justin Fields at a 74?
Yeah, that.
Dion's face.
It's wild. What throws me off about these whole Madden ratings is I was going back and forth. Is this something that is based on last year, or is this a projection?
I feel like
it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both.
I think it's based off last year, actually, because
that's what I'm thinking. But then I see Tua at 74 above Goff, so I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And here's where I get thrown off: is I see, and I know this ties to a different spot, but I see St. Brown at 78, and I look at that and I say, okay, he was more productive than pretty much. There's so many players in front. Sammy Watkins is above him. Let's just start there. So that guy that he was way more productive than has a lower overall than Sammy Watkins. So you're basically saying, because you had Josh Reynolds as a 73, that our receiving core was a 73 and a 78 last year. For half the season, we had the 73.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our offensive line, 2 tackles are an 80, and the one guy wasn't there for half the season. I don't even know what Matt Nelson's overall. I'm going to guess it's in the 50s.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're saying we had that, but somehow he's lower than these guys. And you said he's lower than Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's based on last year, then what are we looking at? I mean, the guy was 7 and 10. He threw 7 touchdowns and 10 picks. He sat behind Andy Dalton in games, man. Andy Dalton.
That's facts.
The red rifle.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to me. We talked earlier before the show about the complete blatant disrespect of Emmanuel Moiré being 77. That hit me hard. Like, I love that guy. I think he's a stud. He proved last year he's a stud. He can be a top flight corner in this league. But Jared Goff at 72, is he the lowest ranked starting quarterback in the NFL? Sam Darnold has to be lower than him.
Davis Mills, 71.
Davis Mills is a 71 and Jared Goff is a 72. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? If this is Detroit versus everybody, just come out there and say it. Like, come on. That is pure disrespectful. This man has been to a Super Bowl. Like, I don't really throw that around much because he obviously had a fantastic team around him. You got guys like Todd Gurley and Aaron Donald. I'd hope you get to a Super Bowl, but man, Davis Mills is 1 point lower than Jared Goff.
Pretty wild.
I'm not buying Madden this year.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, we're not big Goff guys.
Yeah. So when we're talking about it like this, you know something's messed up, honestly.
Yeah. Like, if I'm being honest, like probably 74. Like, not much better than a 72.
I can see. I thought like 75, 76. Yeah. I can see him at.
Yeah, especially based off like last year's performance. I mean, obviously, I think that's going to change because I really do believe Jared Goff's going to have a good year. They got a team this year. I mean, Banks, you made the biggest point there. You know, Patrick Mahomes missing his left tackle. You saw that offense completely depleted in a Super Bowl game where it meant the most. Patrick Mahomes, the second highest quarterback on this list.
Yeah.
Did nothing. That's without his left tackle. We didn't have our left tackle. We didn't have our starting center. And not to mention, all of the problems at receiver that you mentioned too, Dion. I mean,
the two guys who were supposed to be our starting receivers didn't even play. It's
Dion, what do you rank it? What should Jared Goff be?
Well, I'll say just from this list, the fact that you can say 74 easy.
Come on,
you said Jimmy G at 77.
That's what
said you'd rather have Goff.
You said one more time.
You said you'd rather have Goff than Jimmy G. Jimmy G's a 77, man. So you gotta give me at least a 78.
That's when I said that. 78. Yeah, I said that. I looked at it. I was like, damn, Baker and Jimmy G are 77s. He's got to be higher than that.
If they're going off of like somewhat of like last year's performances as well, like 77 for Jimmy G. I mean, they were in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, because he's dumping 2-yard passes to Deebo Samuel and George Kittle all day. That doesn't make him a good quarterback.
Jimmy G didn't do anything in none of those games. The Green Bay game, if it wasn't for the defense, they would have went home.
Facts.
Okay.
Fred
so
Warner.
The point is, in my opinion, okay, as you guys know, I'm a Lion slappy. Let's just call it what it is. So I think Jared Goff should at least be a 79. And the reason behind that is this. Number one, he did go to the Super Bowl. He led his team to the Super Bowl. And the reason why he didn't win that Super Bowl is due to drops. If you look at that game, the receivers dropped the passes. It wasn't because he played an inefficient game. They dropped the ball. Mm-hmm. Okay? Secondly, you looking at a man, let's see, was it Thursday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs? It's still the same Goff.
Yeah.
Let's see, what about the Monday Night Football game against the Saints? The highest scoring game one of the highest scoring games in NFL history. That was still Jared Goff. And if you look at last year after the bye, when he got a receiver, when we got Reynolds, Jared Goff, and we got our left tackle where he didn't look like a deer in headlights, even through all the games that we lost, there's only 2 games that we really got mollywopped. Mm-hmm. That means beat.
Oh, yeah.
So in those games, we were still competitive. Because our defense was, kind of, it was
suspect.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would never say nothing bad about the Lions in public. Yeah. No. So
I'll do it for you, man.
But we still were competitive in those games, and that was due to our offense and Jared Goff, and our receiving core was practice squad players from any other team out there.
Yeah.
So you got to give Jared Goff his props. And Madden, this the same overall rating we had last year, and we totally got better from last year.
For sure.
And even when Stafford was on the Lions and Madden just hate the Lions. They just need to put Detroit versus everybody, but that's okay. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Those that tell you, I've been posting it. The Lions is going 14-3, winning a home playoff game and winning the Super Bowl this year. Now, once it happens, they're going to change the way they talk about the Lions.
The thoughts of Michael Banks do not reflect the thoughts of the Woodward Heavyweight Podcast.
So now, y'all know you're like, why are you saying this? This is my reasoning behind it. All our games at 1 o'clock.
No,
All our games at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
And our schedule and stuff. I'm not scared of nobody on our schedule. I'm not even scared of New England on our schedule. Green Bay is not going to be the team that they were. You know, and to be honest with you, come Thanksgiving, they're going to shut it down.
Oh, man.
Shut it down.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you.
Josh Allen is going to put his nuts on us. I think the Bills are going to put on 40 on us.
In the words of Patty the Batty, teabag them.
Yeah. So, okay, let's just put it out there. So if J Moore is back, come Thanksgiving, who do they got on their defense that can keep up with him?
They do have one.
So then we're going to take J Moore away. Who going to keep up with DJ Sharp? Okay, you want to take both of them away? Okay, we're going to go ahead and put out TJ. Okay, you want to try to do that? I got Swifty, I got Williams, and then I got Reynolds. You know, you got to pick your poison. What you want to try to do that we going to so-called get teabagged with the slam dunk and get beat down and all of that. I don't see it. I see a good competitive game, but I think we're going to come off at the top. I'm not saying we're going to shut them down, going to be like 34-17. No, I ain't say that. I'm saying it's going to be a good competitive game, and we're going to win on Thanksgiving. I'll put that out there.
What about their offense, though?
Huh? Their offense is good. But I think...
What's the answer for their offense?
No, hold on. I think with our additions on defense and everything, especially, what's that guy from Michigan? Oh, Hutchinson. So you're going to have Hutchinson on this side. You're going to have a core. You're going to have Michael Brockers. You're going to have McNeil coming up the middle. He can run all he want to. I just think he's going to be laying down talking about, fix me. I'm telling you, real quick. This is not the same old Lions, man.
This is not. I agree.
This team is totally just something different in the air. Even the players are talking about Super Bowl. You know?
Should I say the Aiden Hutchinson stuff now, or should I say that for Monday?
Say it right now. We got.
You mentioned.
No, well, we gotta make some money.
Okay.
So you want to say it after the break?
Yeah, I'll say it after the break.
We gotta make some money, and as you guys know, if you want to get a haircut,
pay the bills.
There's only one place you can go, because if you didn't know, now you know. We broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome when I get off the show. You know, if I want to clean up my dead ends, take an inch or two off, I can sit in one of those chairs, and I know my girls Megan or Alyssa will take care of me. So I highly recommend you get to a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king as well. They're open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So get into Lady Jane's, like I said, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's is wicked awesome. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Trader.
OddsTrader.com is the number one site for your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price in every game from multiple sports books.
Another one.
If you guys want to bet on JBG going to Detroit Lions, you can do that too, but don't. Anyway, go to OddsTrader.com right now for your best bet. This is what we're heavyweights.
God did.
What up, though? And welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, join my man Spin Mo Racks.
What up, though? I'm
and
booted up.
See, my man, how you feeling, Spinny?
I'm feeling good.
You feeling?
I'm feeling that 14 wins flow. Oh man, I feel like Dan Campbell with the blue, ready to go.
You feel like the Lions gonna beat the Eagles game 1 now?
No, but I feel good. I feel
like
good.
You just got like extra 3 wins in the schedule.
I feel good. I got them at 7 wins. This might make me feel like 8. I can say 8.
Say 10, man.
I can't say 10 in good conscience.
You're booted up right now, man. Say 10.
I am booted up. I'm
say it with your chest. Say 10.
10 wins. Let's get 10 wins. Let's get it. We're doing it. I'm making the playoffs.
As you guys know,
chain talking.
We are the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm Eazy, that's my man, Spin Morant, Young Sus, TD Booth. We got Detroit Lions royalty in the building. Sergeant Michael Banks and Dose Dion. Thank you guys for joining us. We have another topic. And obviously, you guys know, me and Spinny did our top 10 Detroit Lions power rankings earlier this week.
Yes.
And we had Dose Dion coming in. And I wanted to get Dion's top 10 power rankings, if you will. And Chris, if you put that the graphic up. So Dion sent me his top 10.
I haven't seen this yet either.
We made the graphic. Boom.
Okay.
There it is, baby. Number 1 on that list.
On the up top. I like
Quite
it.
possibly my favorite Detroit Lion at the moment. I'm on Ross St. Brown.
The Sun God.
I gotta be honest with you, Dion. I'm not mad at it.
That St. Brown at 1? No, he's got to be. I
don't know if it's I'm booted up. I feel the energy, but I'm not mad at it.
I thought he was talking playoffs. I love it. No, I feel good with St. Brown up there. I mean, he was great last season. I mean, he makes me feel like he's a little bit of a Cooper Kupp in him.
Yeah.
And I just don't see him going anywhere because unlike like Cooper Kupp, you're going to get him involved more than just slot. He can play outside. You'll put him in the backfield. Just got a taste of it last year. He'll be all over the place.
Yeah, and then at number 2, I see you got Frank Ragno, which I mean, my list personally, he was number 1. I think without question, he's probably pound for pound the best player.
Same
I think Penei Sewell is probably shortly behind him, coming soon. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got a lot. When people talk about Penei Sewell as a gold jacket potential, I think you're gonna start to see that this year.
Yeah, especially like the man's a father now. He's got the dad strength. That's something real. Like and we saw, just him getting in the face of Aaron Donald in that Rams game, not backing down was great. Him in his first start at left tackle when he did the whole preseason all training camp at right tackle, he handled Nick Bosa, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. He handled him. He took him out of the game, and then he moves back to right tackle. And he doesn't drop a dime. It's seamless transition. So I love Penei Sewell. He was number 2 on mine. Mine went Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell 2.
Well, Penei Sewell on Dion's list is actually 6. And number 3, you're a Michigan fan.
Big Hutch.
You Big Hutch at 3, bro?
Look, when I was going through the list, I was struggling of how to rank them.
Yeah.
But I started going by where I think their value is. So I was struggling a little bit. How low do I put quarterback? Where do I put a guy that plays right tackle versus left tackle? With that said, though, I think Hutchinson checks all the boxes to me. First off, I think he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he puts up 14 type of sacks this year. And I think when you get that from that position, the value of that is
booted up.
That's rare to find. I mean, the best teams have that, right? The best teams have that value. So to me, if he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think he's a top 3 player on the roster.
Did you say Aiden Hutchinson has 14
whatever
sacks?
it takes to a Defensive Rookie of the Year. It will be double digits.
I got him at 9.5. I got him at 9.5.
To Chase Young, he won his rookie year, correct?
He won his rookie year.
7.5.
He's
14.
Look, we talking about Hutchinson, not Chase Young, man. One guy is a much better run defender to me.
Yes,
I know Aiden Hutchinson will play through things, and Hutchinson just gives me the vibe of, okay, say we're in one of these games, Arizona last year. Hutchinson's putting up 4 sacks in that game. 4 sacks on Minnesota, because what's going to happen is I think if you get on top of some of these weaker teams, he's just going to start going crazy, and he'll just start racking them up in bunches. He's that type of player with that kind of motor, and I also just don't see him having the potential to fail. Like, this isn't biased at all. I 100% believe Hutchinson's a dog, and I think he's going to be a top 3 player immediately.
I hope that you're right. 4 on your list, TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson means the second best player on this team, pound for pound. We can talk TJ Hawkinson. We talked about Penei Sewell. You got Hutch over Penei Sewell, potential-wise? Like, you think Hutch would be more of a dog than Penei?
You know what? You're making it tough because I'm a big fan of Penei Sewell, too. And that's, again, the thing. Like, I was like, do I put Decker above Penei Sewell?
That was a tough one for me, too, 100%. Right? Because he still held on the left tackle spot.
Because I'm with you. I think Sewell has a higher ceiling. I think I know where Decker is. Athletically, he's incredible, but he's limited in just his build. Penei Sewell's a problem, and he can play everywhere. So I struggle with that one. But, no, again, I think Aiden Hutchinson, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just think he'll be one of the top edges immediately. So, to me, I would just slightly value that over a guy that plays right tackle.
Okay. All right. TJ Hawkinson at 4.
Yeah. What I like about TJ is I just don't think you can guard him. I think it's just simple. If he gets one-on-one, you just give him the ball. Mm-hmm. Like, I just trust him to win anytime he's one-on-one. So my thing is red zone, he's going to be big time because when we didn't have him, we had to get very creative, try to score, man. We got very creative.
That's for sure.
Amon Ra coming out of the backfield.
Yeah. I mean, one time we had him take a snap and hand it to Craig Reynolds.
Yeah.
I mean, we got real creative with it. So to me, Hawkinson has to be that, and hopefully having Chark and those guys will be more effective down there. But we weren't very good in the red zone. And I think that's where, when you look at Hawkinson, because he's in his third year, he's got a fifth-year option picked up, he's looking for money. Yeah. And he needs to play. He needs to be healthy. So I just think he wins every one-on-one he gets.
Yeah, and that's something I want to address real quick, too. The injury-prone, like, tag on him.
Yeah.
I want to dismiss it a little bit here because, like, last season, you know, if I'm not mistaken, he had to opt out for surgery, but he was injured beforehand. Like, he had that injury. He's like pre-existing.
Yeah.
So we're on a 1-12 team at that point, I want to say. 1-11 maybe. You know, the guy has a banged-up shoulder. Knowing this is his contract year, as Dion just noted to, you're gonna opt out and take the surgery and get healthy for your contract year.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's not an injury-prone guy.
He could have played through it. If they were fighting for the playoffs or something, he would have played through it.
That's not an injury-prone guy. That's a guy being smart and aware of his situation, about his bag, about his money. This 1-11 team is not doing nothing. We're not. Come on, guys. Let's be real. Get that out of here. The one season he played all 16 games. What happened? Yeah, I think he went to this thing called the Pro Bowl.
I mean, we don't get many of them. So it's pretty rare here.
Yeah, I just want to dismiss the injury-prone tag on T.J. Hawkinson. Man, I had him too on my list. I think
I'm not mad at
he's just a dog, man. He's a dog.
And you had him. You got Jared Goff at number 7.
I'm at 7.
Yeah. Can you explain the Jared Goff at 7 rankings?
Is that what do you think that's too high?
What do you mean?
I agree. Yeah, I had him at 13. I'm on.
You did 13?
13.
Oh my God, you
we did 20.
Okay,
we did top 20.
Yeah.
No, I mean, again, I can't value, but then I was trying to get away from that because then quarterback would be at 1.
Yes.
So I try to stay away from that. But again, I think Banks was hitting on it. Obviously, all the things that he went through last year. I think he needs Ben Johnson. And I think when you look at these Ryan Tannehills, guys like that, I mean, it's just a situation of, like you said, he's in a great position.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jared Goff is in a spot where obviously he's in a good spot this season. Great offensive line, as we know. I mean, we all have like 3 offensive linemen in our top 10. So that's a great sign.
For sure.
Yeah.
2 of them are tackles. And then the receiver depth. You got 4. So, I mean, with the receiver depth, the running game that we have, the stats are incredible in just the running game. I mean, if you just look at we just had receivers. The run game went crazy. We were top 10 team rushing, top 10 team in yards per game. When we just had a receiver on the outside, I'm not talking someone that's elite. I'm talking Josh Reynolds or Quintez Cephas.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So to me, Josh Reynolds can play. I mean, Jared Goff can play, and he's in a situation where Ben Johnson's creativity allowed him to understand things. Let me ask you this. How many times at the beginning of the year, or even going back if you watched the Rams, did you feel like when there was a blitz or something that Goff didn't know was coming, would he improvise and make a big play on it? Rare, right?
Yeah.
Miami blitzed the heck out of him over and over and over, and he struggled big time. Last year, you look at all the games down the stretch when Ben Johnson was the guy with Josh Reynolds. When teams brought pressure, he had an answer for it. Arizona, Green Bay, he's making no-look, almost no-look throw. I'm not going to call him no-look because I don't want to get that too wide. They're close. I mean, they're a little bit like this. I'll give him that. But he's making plays.
Side-eye throws.
Yeah.
Stab at the side arm, he got the side eye.
Yeah. Against Denver, he's just found answers. And to me, it's like you have to show your quarterback where the answers are. And Goff has never had that because he's always had a guy in his ear trying to say, we don't want you to mess it up. So here's everything I'm seeing. He's got to figure that out. And I think Ben Johnson allowed him to figure it out creatively last year, and now he's got weapons to play with.
Okay.
True. I hope you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, go right ahead, man.
Okay. And I'm just gonna piggyback on that to the interview, which I saw you guys talk about too.
Yeah.
The interview with the tight end.
Yes.
And Kabenda was there.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff attitude coming into this year, he's not hurt. He's healthy. He's not coming off a trade.
Yeah.
He's coming in excited, just got engaged to the love of his life.
Whew, she's bad too.
He's sitting up there. And all he's thinking about is win. You know what I'm saying? Even Kabenda was out there. And if you look at all the players, from Williams and a couple more said in their press conferences when they came back, everybody's talking about the Super Bowl. That's where Dan Campbell got him. Mm-hmm. Because another guy asked me this time, why you want the Super Bowl? Why you always say that? Well, if I met the love of my life, say Jeff Goff did, you met your soulmate. Do you want to date her or do you want to marry her? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why should I limit myself and just, we're going to be happy just to go 9-7. You just limited yourself, so you shut off and you stop working. Mm-hmm. You go ahead and you put it out there. I'm sorry. I'm a retired disabled vet. I served in the United States Marine Corps. So we just adapt and overcome. Thank you. So if you say, the people say you're going to go 9-7, big deal, keep fighting.
Yeah.
The year that the Saints won the Super Bowl, they was predicted to go 5-11. You see what I'm saying?
It always happens one year. Worst to first happens every single year in the NFL.
And Jared Goff believed that, and he's so excited about what we build, and he kept talking about the opportunity to take this thing from worst to first.
Yeah.
If you got that attitude in the locker room and you shut out all the outside noise, I'm telling you, stand by, boot up, let's go.
Boot up,
look, let's get down there. When we down there on Woodward and we freezing,
Hell yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble because I'm going to take my police car and go right down there with y'all.
There we
and I'm
go.
going to point
Let's
you
go.
out.
We're booted
Okay?
up.
This is a Super Bowl year for us. I know people who talking about you drinking the Kool-Aid and all this, but the stars are lined up too good. Let's see. The owner, go to the owners meeting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sheila Ford.
you know, Sheila Ford him. Go to the owners meeting. Hey, we're going to go ahead and give you the draft. Wow. Oh, and by the way, just to put the icing on the cake, we're going to give you Hard Knocks. I mean, all of this stuff is just lining up too good. It's just too good.
Yeah.
You know, they might have gave us the winky eye at the owners meeting. Whatever it is, I'm with it. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to put this out here, too, because I know y'all can crack jokes. Going into the bye, we're going to be 5-0. 5-0 going into the bye. I said it right here today.
All right. That is supreme confidence. That is some energy right there.
I do want to speak. I guess the podcast, I will say, Jared Goff did seem a lot more confident.
He did.
And they say that about him, right? He was a guy who did have broken confidence in L.A. You know what I'm saying? He was micromanaged to the T. That's just how Sean McVay runs things. And Jared Goff, let's be realistic about it, he is limited in his skill set. He doesn't mean he's bad. He can be good. We obviously seen him make a run to the Super Bowl. But this year, listen to that interview. He sounds booted up.
And everybody says, you know, Ben Johnson said it, Dan Campbell said it, Brad Holmes said it. They're saying we're trying to get the best year of his career out of Jared Goff. And I've talked about it with what they're building on offense, with how they have now. When J-Mo comes back, they got two burners on the outside. They've got a guy in Amon-Ra who can eat up middle of the field. They got a guy in TJ Hawkinson who can eat up middle of the field. And they got Deandre Swift coming out of the backfield. That kind of offense can be so simple for a guy like Jared Goff, who is not known for making his way through multiple reads in an offense. You can cut the field in half, run a high-low situation on one side. You got DJ Chark or Jameson Williams going high. Safety bites on that. You check it down to the middle of the field to Amon-Ra or TJ Hawkinson on a 7-yard out or a slant or something like that. If the linebacker is up on that, he's pressing on them, you check it to Deandre Swift coming out the middle of the field. It's a two-player read. All you have to do is look at these two players, see where they go, and make the throw accordingly. So this offense should be the best setup that Jared Goff arguably has seen ever. Like what we have, like obviously we don't have a Todd Gurley. We hope, you know, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are what they become, but there are a lot of weapons surrounding Jared Goff this year.
100%, and I want to say we are highly energized in this room. And that's because of Centron, baby. The summer of Centron here. Now Centron's available at Kroger. Make sure you guys pick some up because right now you get 2 cans of Centron. Guys, I'm not just reading this out. You see the can in my hand. I'm booted up. All right? It's all the Centron, baby. Right now you get 2 cans of Centron for $4. Guys, Centron's the new drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Centron.
You got to actually get booted up.
A season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of all.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
What's going on, everybody? And you know that the Lions drafted Aiden Hutchinson first overall. Well, their first overall pick to be a part of that defense, to give that defense a guardian. And if you need a guardian, the only place you can go is Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road. They're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you stays safe. So call 1-800.
Stay out!
Call 1-800.
Stay out!
I want you to hear everybody how booted up we are in here on a Friday afternoon. You call 1-800. Woo! Stay right now and let them know the woman heavyweight sent you, baby.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my man Spin More Racks, and we have Detroit Lions royalty in the building. Those are Dion.
You look good, man. You look good.
Sergeant Michael Beck. Hey, man.
Hey, you're different now. You're a different guy now.
He is acting different. For sure acting different.
I think my hair's coming back.
It's the power of the chain. It's the power of the boot.
All right, real talk. Before we came back, we were talking about you brought. We actually didn't have this in the prep, Michael, but you brought up the podcast that Jared Goff did with Adam Brenneman, I think it was him and Jason Kabinda. And from like his first interviews here, because we're all Lion nerds. That's why we're here talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is why we do what we do. Like, he seemed nervous and like reserved back. I'm like, damn, there's no way this guy's commanding the huddle and stuff. Like,
he brought bodyguards to Birmingham.
Yeah, he came here, had bodyguards.
Yes.
Yeah, in Birmingham. Yes. Yeah. But man, I do look pretty sweet. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, but in the interviews now, or in that podcast even, maybe because it's boys too, maybe that's the reason why, he did seem to sound a lot more confident, man. And then like the other thing too, I think it's easy for him to I guess gather that and tap into that because he has done it before. You know what I'm saying? He did do it with the Rams. And this slapping this and rub it off on me, man. I'll be honest with you, like
yeah, you talking playoffs, huh?
No, I ain't talking playoffs. But I have been on record saying 10 wins. I think it's doable.
That's playoffs.
It really is. You said too, Michael. This schedule don't scare me. It really don't. All these teams are beatable. No one on this other. I mean, the Bills. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit scary. Bill Belichick, he's a little bit scary.
In Foxborough.
2 games though. Other than that, I ain't worried.
Dallas, Dak Prescott rated 89
definitely
overall.
Not worried about. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's quarterback things. Dak Prescott, 89. Matthew Stafford, 85. Get the.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. His awareness should be a -2.
That was wild.
His awareness rating should be a -2 for that.
That was wild, man. Let's finish off this top 10 list though, real quick. Can you throw it back on the screen real quick, Chris?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I apologize.
No, you're good.
Yeah, because we got stuck on Jared Goff, and if we are, Dion, you factored in positional value.
Not really.
Okay.
I started to. I did to a point because I thought if they were going to be outstanding at their position, then I would put them above someone else.
Yeah.
You know, but
just trying to figure out Jared Goff. I'm joking. DeAndre Swift, number 8. And a lot of people are high on DeAndre Swift. I think, I don't remember where I had him on my list specifically, but I know he was up there.
Yeah, he was.
Are you still hype on DeAndre Swift, or just because?
Yeah, I mean, I look who's above him. I like Goff a lot, but also I just offensive lineman Hutch and St. Brown. I don't know who I put him above in that list there. I mean, I guess you could argue Goff. We just need to see him stay healthy. But I mean,
I'm with you.
For me, I've always had there's been moments where I'm like, oh man, I wish St. Brown would do this. But really, when I go back and watch and I see it from the full surface of what he actually brings to the table, the guy brings something that I don't think a lot of backs do, and that's that he could take over a game in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this many times, but I'll repeat it. I watch Baltimore and he takes over the game in a passing game. We don't have 0 points, and he scores every drive in the second half through DeAndre Swift. Steelers, we put the game on his back, and he carries us on the ground. So he's shown that. I don't ever think he'll get a gigantic bulk because we have depth.
Yeah.
We know he just needs to play through games because there was 3 games at the end of the year where he barely touched the football. Obviously, if we're more competitive, maybe he does get more. But I mean, Swift's a heck of a talent. It's just about staying healthy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I like it.
It's a top 10. I mean, it's a top 10. It's tough to rearrange.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It is.
It's a big one for me that stuck out to me right away was this next one. Jeff Okudah at 9, because I spoke to you before the show on how high I am on Amani Omoruyi. I had him at 3 on my list.
Ooh.
I had him at 3. I think he proved last year he was the best player on our defense. He proved he can be a shutdown corner in this league. And you got Jeff Okudah checking in at number 9.
Right.
Elaborate on that one.
No, that's interesting. So I get where you're coming from with Amani. I really was a big fan of the big step, and to me, he'll take even a bigger step this year because the Lions, They understand his weaknesses. I mean, to me, the difference that separates me with the Jeff, because I'm banking on what I think he can become if he's healthy. In the one game I saw last season, and I watched all this 2020, but I think Jeff Okudah is different. To me, there's a reason he went number 3, and that's because athletically, and people call me crazy, but I think he moves like a small corner in a big corner's body. It's crazy. Amani doesn't move like he does. This guy's much more sticky to me at the top of a route. He just doesn't give up airspace. He's much better at the release consistently. He's a better tackler than Amani. The thing is, though, he has those inconsistencies that, we all saw in 2020.
Yeah.
He struggled in the slot. I understand why you put Amani high, but I'm betting on that. I think, look, if Jeff Okudah is healthy next year, he'll be our top guy.
I did one of my bold predictions was that he was going to lead our team in interceptions. Yeah. I had him I think it was 6 or 7.
Hey,
I had him picking off this year.
That's where he needs to get better. He needs to learn to play the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
The Debo player, he just doesn't find the football. He's not great at the top of the route. Athletically, he can do it all.
I think a lot of that comes from him obviously coming from college. Obviously everybody comes from college, but in college they face guard so much at the defensive back position, and he didn't have his first year a coach to teach him how to do things like that. He came into that Quintricia era, and those guys put him on an island by himself, put him out there by himself with no help, one-on-one, press coverage, here's what you're going to do. And so he reverted to what he was doing at Ohio State, which was face guarding, not playing the ball, trying to run step for step with these guys face to face. So I do think he'll make a big jump when he has a full season with Aaron Glenn, with Aubrey Pleasant, and this new defense. I think I like him a lot too. I think he'll improve a lot.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff Okudah was number 1 corner on the team coming out of camp last year, right?
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah.
For sure. And he would have been the guy, I'm telling you, if he was healthy last year. That guy was different.
Yeah.
I believe it, bro. And I know it's so easy to doubt Jeff Okudah, but we really haven't seen much of him. We saw his rookie year, again, coming off the COVID offseason. Didn't really even have a real offseason. I said it yesterday. They were working out on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? That was their practices. That's not a real offseason. And you're coming in. I've had an interview with Darius Slay back when I was in the basement. Cornerback's the toughest position to transition to in the NFL.
No doubt.
You're guarding. Think about it this way. How freak of an athlete these wide receivers are.
Yeah.
You're literally starting to guard them on a route you don't know what is. Yeah. Backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys that run 4.4s, 4.3s. That's insane, bro.
Especially with a guy like Jeff Okudah, where he was, at Ohio State, he was the guy. He was obviously the top corner in the country. He was a guy that he could out hustle guys. He could out athleticism guys
dudes.
Because he was bigger, he was stronger, he was faster. You get to the NFL, these are men. These are grown men, and everybody in the NFL at that period was the best guy on their team. He was that big dude in college. He was that guy that would bully someone in college. So you have to adjust to that. You have to realize, I'm not just going to bully around these guys. That's what I saw with that, obviously, the infamous Debo route where he gets turned around. It was just Debo being Debo, legit, bike riding Debo. He took his lunch money. Give me that punk. Yeah, that's my bike, punk. He came up to him literally and proved that you saw it. We saw, Aaron Glenn screaming in his face afterwards because of the blown coverage or something like that. But it was kind of like a welcome to the NFL moment, that you can't just out-physical these guys. You need to do it with technique. You need to do it with timing and skill. So I expect him to learn from that and come into next year, and he'll be a lot better.
And real quick too, if I may, don't forget, what did we have a lot of last year in the secondary? Injuries.
Yes.
What we see a lot step up. Jerry Jacobs, undrafted free agent. We saw A.J. Parker have his moments. We thought if you look good at certain
did look
moments,
good sometimes.
100%. If you don't think Aubrey Pleasant and Aaron Glenn were just doing that with UDFAs, you don't think we could do that with a freak athlete in Jeff Okudah? Granted, Achilles injury is a tough one to come back from. I'm sure he's going to lose a little bit of bounce. But again, we saw him hitting that 20-inch vertical on Instagram the other day. He's still that freak athlete. Letting Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant another offseason with their hands on him, molding him. I'm with you, Dion. I mean, maybe not top 10, but I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm booted up.
You're 100, because there's so many points you could go into there, right? Like what Aubrey Pleasant did. Every cornerback got better last year with a worse pass rush. So you see that and you're like, all right, that works. Jerry Jacobs was outstanding. And then, it will come down to injury, because to me, he's just different athletically, and that's what can make him great. So we'll have to see how he comes back. But, I mean, the position that you put him in as a rookie, you play him in the slot against Devontae, when they know what coverage is coming. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not. You've never
Setting the
done
man
that.
up for murder.
It's
DeAndre
crazy.
Hopkins, like,
But and the thing is with Hopkins, like, it wasn't like he got toasted all game. I mean, he had good reps. You're like, oh, he just locked him up right there. So you saw it, and then the plays that he would get beat on, same thing like Debo, he just didn't find the football.
Yeah.
He turned around this way, and the ball's over here. And it's like, dude, you had him up through the release, you had him up the field, and he just cannot find the ball.
Yeah.
So you're right, it's the little things in the NFL.
Yeah, and mind you too, like those coaches that we talked that made Jerry Jacobs look good. Dude, Will Harris, I thought has been atrocious as a safety. I thought he'd be out of the league without a doubt, no questions. They turned him into a cornerback at certain points in the season last year, and even he looked decent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that Jeff Okuda's not going to look good.
I like it. I'm excited for Jeff Okuda. I do think, with the skill set, he was drafted at 3 for a reason. He was consensusly thought as the best corner in the draft, as a top 5 guy in that draft. So there's a reason he went there. There's a reason the Lions took him there, even if it, Bob Quinn, I hate him, but there is a reason that the rest of the NFL was like, yeah, this is the best guy here. This guy deserves to go here. So we're going to see it this year for sure.
So I have a quick question. Of course, I'm always putting the cherry on top. So with everything you guys just said, with what they did with our corners and the injuries last year, and Jeff Okuda, so let's say Jeff Okuda step up and be that number 1 guy and everything, what's the chances of the Detroit Lions having somewhat of a no-fly zone with all the talent we got back there?
I think it depends a lot on the pass rush, and that's where I came from. We talked about it, who we want to make the biggest step forward on this defense from last year, and I said Ali McNeil and Levi Ozarike because of what a pass rush can do to help out your secondary, and especially now that we're going to a new scheme on defense. We're getting away from that read and react, and it's going to be attack. And so if we could. I'm going to finish the point, and then I have another one. I just got even more hype about Amani again because it's so that helps out the defense in every other facet. You get those, attack. You get the quarterback off his spot by having pressure in his face. Helps the DNs clean up. Helps the cornerbacks not have to be attached to a wide receiver for 4, 5, 6 seconds like he was for the Debo play. He's not going to have to stand out there for 6 seconds trying to guard one of the most athletic dudes in the NFL because that quarterback's going to be running with his head cut off because he's got Ali McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and Romeo Carr chasing him. So it all depends on the pass rush. And that is why I was so hype on Amani Oruwariye because he did all of that last year. I talked about, 3rd in the NFL in interceptions, 3rd in the NFL in quarterback rating allowed, only 34 yards allowed a game, only 2.4 receptions allowed a game. He did that without a pass rush. The number 1 pass rusher had 7.5 sacks. Like, you give him 2 double-digit sacks, pass rushers, and you have Okuda and Oruwariye out there, something nice could happen.
Rodriguez is the X factor this year.
Yes. Shout out my boy.
Shout out
our boy Malcolm.
We were just with them.
Yeah, we were just talking to him earlier today. Yeah. He came on the BDE today,
sure.
and we talked to him. He's a cool guy. Very cool guy.
No, yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez is the man. I really do think I like him a lot, guys. Like Dion.
You're blushing over there.
That's you.
I like him a lot.
You turn a lot red. I don't get too red, man. I'm brown.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Change so damn hip. Dion, you're a big film guy. I trust your film work because you do it all the time. Are we crazy about Malcolm Rodriguez? Like, are we?
No, I would no. I mean, I was such a big fan of Malcolm Rodriguez. I think everybody is, and understandably so, because I think a lot of people just look at our linebacker group and like, that's not very good. They're happy about any linebacker, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Malcolm Rodriguez, there's certain systems that just they can't handle Malcolm Rodriguez because he doesn't fit what they need. You can't be 5'11". You can't have the shortest arms. You can't be these things to play in our defense. Malcolm Rodriguez has a role here, and I think Malcolm Rodriguez, what we need a guy that's that instinctual. We need a guy that's smart, that's just plug in and play. To me, I just feel like, I'm sure you guys believe it too, he's going to be in a pretty big role pretty early in this defense.
Yes.
And he also brings the element of a sub-package player that, aside from Alex Anzalone, I don't know if we have to that level. Maybe Chris Board, but he moves really well in comparison to Derek Barnes. I mean, in comparison to all these other guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can blitz. He was a former safety.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of him, just like you guys are. I think rightfully so, we're big fans. And if you look at the Rams, there's 2 starting linebackers who are UDFA and a 3rd-round pick rookie. So.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Can happen. I love that guy, man. I bought his jersey yesterday. Oh, really? I got the jersey coming in. It'll be in next week.
Well,
I'm excited for it.
And like just the city of Detroit.
And he gave me the follow back today.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
But the city of Detroit does well when we take guys out of Oklahoma State University.
Yeah.
Kate Cunningham, Barry Sanders, just a couple names.
Just to name a few.
Just to name a few. But Spinny, where were we at hanging out after the?
Well, the bottom line was live today at Bedrock Detroit downtown in Campus Marshes, and Braylon didn't get beat. He won that 3-point contest. He took home that cheddar himself. Yeah. Man said he was pre-gaming across the street. And then he came back and he won it. He won the finals.
I don't want people to sleep on him. Like
that's my dog.
He was number 3rd overall pick for a reason.
Dude's a freak athlete for sure. But Bedrock and Rocket Mortgage basically turned an old parking lot into a massive outdoor playground right next to Campus Marshes. There's roller skating, basketball courts, a mini golf course, food trucks, live music performances, and art installations. It's a fun place to hang out and visit, whether you're on a date with the family or hanging out before a Tigers game. And they even got Wi-Fi, so you can take your computer down there and get some work done. The only thing you have to pay for are the roller skating and food, but the rest is free. So make sure you go down to Campus Marshes. Right next door, they got Bedrock Detroit, presented by Bedrock. It's the Monroe Street Midway, presented by Bedrock Detroit and Rocket Mortgage. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Another place where we were at BDE, downtown Novi at Feldman Chevrolet. You saw Malcolm Rodriguez came on the show and talked to us. Kirby Joseph was there hanging out. Very cool guys. Another place in Novi is Big Frog of Novi. And if you want a free Woodward Sports t-shirt, that's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. I don't even have one of those. All I have is the Draft Cocaine t-shirt, and I can't wear that in public. You can go to Big Frog Novi, and they will print you out a free one all month long. Just stop in and tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Ribbit. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined my man Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got my man Young Sus in the TD booth, and Detroit Lions Royals. Y'all say it again, one more again. Dose of Dion and Sergeant Michael Banks.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you guys for joining us.
Appreciate you guys for coming on. It's a lot of fun.
We're going over your top 10 list. We didn't get to 10, which is Jamison Williams. I think everybody's hyped about this guy. I don't think without question. I'm literally, we are notoriously shit on by national media. I'm sorry for swearing, but like this. I mean, we saw the Madden rings. That's the one spot that they're not. No. They're not pooping on that kid.
They're like, you did it right. They gave him the second highest speed rating in Madden, behind only Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So that's going to be dangerous. If I do get Madden, he's going to be returning all my kickoffs and all my punts for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what made me happy was everybody here said it, even you heard some national pundits said it, that the Lions might have got the best defensive player and best offensive player in this draft. And they backed us up on that. They gave Aiden Hutchinson highest ranking out of the rookie pass rushers. Jamison Williams, highest ranking out of the rookie receivers. So that means a lot. You got him at 10, and I love that.
Yeah, I went with a couple players here. I kept moving around. First, I started with Tracy Walker. He led our team in tackles last year. Then I went to Ali McNeil, actually, but I just struggled by snaps. I struggled to put him up there because I thought Ali McNeil was our best D lineman last year and in a very inconsistent group, and I think he'll improve in this one. I think he just had the flexibility to transition to what you said. The scheme's going to change. He had the ability to transition last year, unlike a lot of other guys on that line, so I think he'll even improve this year. But Jamison Williams is completely banked on how many games he plays.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, the elements that he brings is something that Goff has always had success with.
For sure.
He's had success with guys that take wide receiver screens and they make huge plays out of him. That's what he does. Obviously, the deep threat aspect, but I just think it's so much more. Giving him jet sweeps, whatever it may be, like there's just so much flexibility within his game. I thought about Chark. I'm like, I gotta get some, other playmaker on here. So I went with Jameson because he's just gonna bring a lot. I think I said a while ago, I was like, man, if he plays, let's say he just misses 3 games, I think he leads our skilled players in total yards.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy, too, because, like, Chark's a former Pro Bowl wide receiver. And we all three of us.
11.
Yeah. We all have the young guys, rated over him. Chark's still an issue, Chark's still a problem. And then you got TJ, like, there's no excuse for Jared Goff not to win some games this year, man. And then to shut me up, to shut both of us, both of us.
No one would be happier. No one would be happier than me if Jared Goff went out there and threw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
100%.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. But that means if he does that, the Lions win 10-plus games. I'm good. I had him at, what did I have? I had him at like I think 3,300 yards. 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks is what I had Goff at. What I think he's going to do next year. And again, I agree with you, Dion, about how depending on how many games this guy plays, he is the most explosive weapon we've seen in the Detroit Lions offense since Calvin Johnson. Like, this guy is going to come in there. He's going to make plays. He is going to be a yak king like Golden Tate was, where you catch that slip screen, you catch something, you get behind, a pulling Jonah Jackson or a Penei Sewell out there, you have him lead block for you, and you got a speed demon like that coming off his ass. So
Pause.
I'm excited for it. I think this man can really make some plays. He'll be like when we saw Calvin so many times take a 5-yard slant 70 yards for a touchdown. Like, he has that kind of ability, that kind of explosiveness, especially in an offense like this. I'm excited to see it.
And all of these receivers that we have are going to block for him.
Yes.
I mean, last year there was times where we put a guy out there and they would miss a block, they wouldn't block. It's like, man, what are we going through here when we lost Quintez Cephas? But everybody I know, Josh Reynolds, St. Brown, DJ Chark, they're all going to block.
I forgot about Quintez Cephas.
Oh, yeah.
And my little wide receiver rant there,
Yeah. I mean, Jameson's ready to go. And if he comes back healthy like the doctor says, and right now they're just trying to build up his strength to make sure that he's protected, his route running is crazy.
That's what
it's crazy.
I've been saying that too. Like, we've been watching work out and do all this stuff. We saw Adrian Peterson win the MVP after tearing his ACL. Like, I think Jamos would be back earlier than a lot of people think.
I do too. I think I got him around like week 3. I think he can make a comeback. Although I wouldn't be mad if they let him rest. If you let that guy get as healthy until he's 120%, because I don't want him to rush him out there and get re-injured or something like that. That is the worst case scenario for me. So if he has to take until week 5, until him, the doctors, the head coach, and Brad Holmes are saying, all right, he's ready to go, then that's fine with me. I want him out there when he's 120% ready to go.
Well, how long do you think he's back, actually?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. I thought he could be back. I thought he could play week 1 from everything I heard, and all of a sudden everybody's talking after the bye week now. So, I mean, 3 weeks in, something like that,
I don't know where that came from.
At least we got depth this year, though.
100%.
We have a lot of depth this year.
Josh is my 2. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how Brad Holmes turned this roster around. And he hasn't given up anything.
And you got even, you talk about Josh Reynolds. We talked about Quintez Cephas coming back. I like Quintez Cephas a lot. I look at him as like an Anquan Bolden type player, possession guy, big body guy that can go up and make contested catches. And then we've got the guy who is the number 1 receiver for us for the first 7 weeks of the year, in Cleve Raymond, that everybody forgets about. And although I think he is lower on the pecking order, he is still a solid receiver that could come in there and make plays when needed. So there's plenty of time and talent for J-Mo to get as healthy as he can before we put him out there.
He mentioned, you were saying something, I apologize. He mentioned something interesting. You gave us a prediction for Jared Goff's stat lineup. Is that something either of you thought about yet?
What? A prediction for Jared Goff?
Yeah, it's like stat lineup at the end of the year.
I mean, I feel like your yards were a little low, but I get where you're coming from because I think 200 yards a game is where he was consistently to end the year, and ideally he's probably going to hit 220 about a game. So I understand that. I would think somewhere in the 3,800 to 4,000 range. And then I think touchdowns-wise, we got 17 games, man. He close, about 30. About 30. Yeah, it's about 30 touchdowns.
I mean, he does got playmakers.
Yeah, for sure.
He definitely got some playmakers that land him in the 30 area.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I just think they're going to run the ball a lot. They want to run the ball. It's where our strength is built in those trenches. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes have both said they want to run the ball. As you said earlier, Jared Goff is the best when he is running off the play action, so that takes a lot of running and establishing that running game. So I do think that'll take away from his stat line a little bit, but like you said, this is the most weapons he's had in a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him put up some numbers.
100%. Dion wants to go get some food after this. Where should he go?
If he wants to go get some food, man, there's only one place he can go, and that is Big Boy. Because at Big Boy, ciabattas are back. You look at that. Look at that on the screen. They got the sunrise ham and cheddar. They got the chicken cordon bleu. And they got that chicken club with the bacon.
Yeah.
All of those look delicious. Or you can keep it light with their Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, and Greek salads. Oh, and don't forget to cool off with a nice hand dip, cookies and cream, or strawberry shake. And I'm telling you, that cookies and cream shake is a hitter. That boy is a slapper. You go get that right now. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. Man, thank you.
Boot it up, man.
Boot it up on a Friday, baby. Looks so. I feel like a rapper. Some bars right now. Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my man Kung Fu Spinny.
What up, though?
AKA Spin More Racks. We got Young Suts and TD Booth, AKA Young Cheese Nips, next opponent.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that in the last segment of the show. But, as I said, you guys see I'm booted up on a Friday. That's because we have two very special guests in the building, Sergeant Michael Banks and my man, Dion. Thank you guys again.
Appreciate you guys for coming in, man.
Before we went to break, we were talking about the weapons that Jared Goff has to work with, and it's crazy. It's like my fingers kept just, I feel like I had extra fingers talking about that stuff, man. Yeah. But with that being said, some names don't have to go. We talked about Khalif Raymond, who led this team in receiving early on in the season. Is that what you said earlier? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You think he's on a chopping block, though?
I do. I personally do. I think it's we've heard all the hype. Obviously, Brad Holmes went out and got this guy, Trinity Benson, in the season last year for some picks, which are precious to him because we've seen what he can do with those later round picks. And Trinity Benson, they said he's at the top of the leaderboards in the deadlift. He's deadlifting like 550 pounds at 189 pounds. Like, this guy's out there making plays. They said he has the playbook down now. He's making plays. He's looking good in practice. He's impressing people. I think I don't know if they're going to carry 6 or 7 receivers into the season with them. And the last spot is down between Khalif Raymond, Trinity Benson, and Cleo Pendleton, in my opinion.
Dion?
I see what you're saying. I think, to what you said with Trinity Benson, him and Khalif Raymond are both going to have an important role, whoever makes it, because we heard Seth Ryan talk about it, and he said basically one of those guys, specifically he brought up Khalif, is going to be our Jamison Williams, why Jamison Williams isn't here, because they bring that speed. So Benson does bring that to the table. I think Khalif makes it. Based on what you said, he was productive, he was reliable last year, and also he's our punt returner. So
for sure,
from what I heard from Dan Campbell, it sounds like his role will be reduced, but he'll continue to be the punt returner, the role that they initially signed him, that they thought you're going to be this for us. He became a bigger part because Tyrell, Rashad, all these guys that really didn't help us at all. I think Khalif will end up making the team, and then Josh Quintez. I don't know why people say Quintez on the bubble. I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
if we cut Quintez, man, that's gonna be a problem.
That dude's a dog.
Yeah, people sleeping on him.
Yeah, for sure.
So Benson's right on the bubble for me, and I can see why you say Khalif, but I would definitely Benson. I struggled putting Benson in.
Yeah.
And then you brought up the UDFA's Cleo Pendleton. He's exciting because I think Cleo Pendleton just brings something different.
Yes.
He brings a different element. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. He's like a Wan'Dale Robinson in a way, where we don't have that on our roster. So I do understand why people say that, because you look at Corey Sutton, it's like, hey, he's cool, but he's not different. I mean, what does he do that is different? And the same thing with Can't think of the other kid's name.
I don't see him. Oh, Sutton?
No,
Pimpleton?
the shorter one.
Tom Kennedy?
Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Josh Johnson.
I'm
Josh
sorry.
Johnson.
We go way down.
Yeah.
So I just don't see any of them making it, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
And this is with every position.
Mhm.
Cornerback's the same way. I'm like, dude, who do we cut?
For sure.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going, like, for sure, like, making the team, that's, using my hand here to help me, because we kept 6 receivers last year, if I'm not mistaken. Jamison Williams, for sure, going to be on the team. Amon St. Brown, for sure, going to be on the team. DJ Chark, for sure, on the team. I'm putting Quintez Cephas there, for sure, on the team.
Yeah. Josh Reynolds, for sure, on the team.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds, but, I mean...
I don't know. I feel like with that connection he has with Goff, with what he did, how he,
I'll put him
our
for
offense last year. How he obviously we have guys now that are gonna like better versions of Josh Reynolds, like a DJ Chark, like a Jameson Williams when he's healthy.
Yeah.
But with what Josh Reynolds did to our offense last year and the history he has with Goff, I think he's a lock to make the roster.
Yeah. So that's 5, and the real battle then becomes between your guy Trinity Benson that you like a lot, Tom Kennedy, who Dan Campbell grew to like a lot last year, Cleo Pendleton, Raymond. Oh man, I think Raymond makes a team over those guys. He proved himself last year.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sergeant Banks?
Well, definitely we have to keep Kennedy because he can throw that ball.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But I'm in total agreement, like what you and Doe said. We got to keep Raymond because, like you say, he's our punt returner.
Yeah,
and
he did a good job too.
What's the guy that I don't care for too much? The Mr. Fumble Fingers.
Igwebuike?
No, he definitely got he definitely got to stay as far as our special teams go. And like I say, I'm hearing what you guys said, but then I'm thinking about the practice squad. But then you can only protect so much.
Yeah.
So we put him on the practice squad. Somebody's gonna be trying to come get him because this is a crazy position. Okay, I'm 52 years old. I've been a Lions fan my entire life. Playing in the front yard thinking I'm Billy Sims, And this is one of the few years that we have so much talent. It's like if we put him on the practice squad, somebody's going to come get him.
Agreed.
How are we going to go and protect this?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, and I'm totally changing it. Same thing with Patterson. I think you bring Patterson on as your starter, and you protect Cyborg on the practice squad.
Yeah.
But or you gonna have to put both of them on the roster because you got to protect them. And like I said, I've been around for not a real long time, but long enough, and I believe going into this year, as much as I love Barry, shout out to Barry, shout out to Calvin, and that 91 team and the 93 team and the 2011 team, this is one of the best teams we got going into the year with so much optimism, where we got the coach, the GM, and the owner all on the same sheet of music. So in everything that we needed, that the offensive coordinator needed, he needed playmaking receivers. Now we got a whole stable of them, and we tried to hold on to all of them.
Yeah.
So this is an amazing time to be a Lions fan because, and I know y'all joke at me and stuff like that. I get joked at work all the time. When the Lions lose, I can find everybody at the front door. They looking for me. When they win, can't nobody find me. But it is so it's just so optimistic about this year. That sign right there, Woodward, I'm telling you, I was down there for the Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Shock,
Yeah.
So, and the Tigers in 84, I don't remember that much, I was on the 14. But I'm telling you, it's time for the Lions to be down there in Woodward, having our parade in doggone February.
The city would burn to the ground if the Lions had a Super Bowl parade. The city would burn to the ground, man.
Look, I would like that invite when you got the Super Bowl trophy right there in the middle of the stadium.
Man,
100%.
Right there in the middle of the studio.
Yeah, we'll have Malcolm bring it when he comes in.
There you go. But
100%.
it's just such an amazing opportunity. We finally getting back-to-back doses of Dion videos, so I know the season about to start. You going. I'm just so excited about July 30th, the first day of training camp.
Yeah.
Because I want to see. Because if J-Mo come out there with pads on, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's kind of crazy to say, because we've had Calvin Johnson here. Golden Tate was obviously a formidable wide receiver, but this is probably the most complete wide receiving core. You said it's probably one of the better rosters, but I don't think you're wrong.
This is by far the most complete offense that I've ever seen the Detroit Lions put out. like with stemming from obviously having a top 3 offensive line in the NFL. We've talked about the receiving core. We've talked about the backfield. We haven't even talked about the backfield that much. You look, how many years was it? The Lions haven't had a 100-yard rusher for 4 years. Lions haven't had a 100-yard rusher for 5. We had 3 of them last year. We had guys coming off the bench, coming off the couch, literally Netflix coming off the couch, rushing for 100 yards. Like, it's a testament to the offensive line, but it's also a testament to these guys. Like, what I saw out of Jamar Jefferson in his limited time of gashing defenses. What I saw out of Craig Reynolds in his limited time of gashing defenses. And then we know what we have with Swift and Jamal Williams as solidified guys in the NFL. It's impressive to me that this offense is damn near complete. Like, I still think we need a quarterback. Like, pushes over the top right there. But this is a dangerous offense. This is going to be an offense that defensive coordinators are going to stay up at night
for sure
worrying about. Like you said, Sergeant Banks, about, okay, yeah, we're taking J-Mo out, but then we got to deal with DJ Chark. We're taking DJ Chark out. We got Amon-Ra and Hawk over the middle. You take them out, you're going to have to get 3 running backs cramming the ball down your throat the whole, so it's going to be a fun offense to watch. It's going to be a scary offense for opposing defenses, and I'm excited for it.
100%. What else? Will you say something? I apologize.
That last game of the season in Week 18, when we go and play Green Bay in Green Bay, don't be surprised if he throws the ball maybe 9 times, and we still get about 20-some points off the running game. I'm telling you.
Green Bay's defense is looking mean this year.
Dan Campbell is built for running the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, he's looking at the schedule, looking at the different outdoor games. That's what he's pushing for. Like you said, to take some of that pressure off Goff.
How awesome would it be to be in a situation with this Lions team or this Lions franchise to where we're saying we're resting our starters in that Week 18 game against Green Bay. Oh, you're not seeing our number ones in that because we got shit locked up. I'm not saying it's happening this year. I'm not saying it's happening this year. I'm just saying how good of a feeling would it be to be able to say that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happening this year.
But
how about this?
The
division comes down to that game.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get there first. But like, man,
No,
10 wins. I'm saying.
I don't want that. I want us to have division before we meet them.
I mean, for sure.
I still got us at 7. Don't get it back. I'm just saying, if we could get to that, that would be an amazing feeling. Because I've never felt something like that with the Lions ever in my life.
That'd be crazy. No, that'd be crazy. To what you guys said, I think the questions I have are more at the top of each position group because a lot of it is injuries. DJ Chark, he's had same injuries over and over. Jameson, we don't know when he's going to come back. But the optimism is all the depth because there's not a spot where I look at and say, well, dang, we'd be in trouble if we had to play this guy because we were forced to play them all last season.
Yeah.
I think that's the excitement because every position feels like that where you're down to 4 and 5 and you feel pretty good about it.
What is the most – I gotta pay a bill real quick. Hold on. Real quick because we are hyping here. You know what I'm saying? Pay some bills. We're very optimistic about the Detroit Lions. And guess what? The over-under is 6.5, guys. The way I'm feeling, which is boot it up. That's the easy over for me. You know where I'm going to take that bet at?
Where are you taking that bet?
MyBookie.com.
Okay.
It's the best place to place your bets. Make sure when you guys sign up, use the promo code Woodward because MyBookie will match part of your first deposit. Guys, win big at MyBookie.com. And if you have a problem, you know what I'm saying, if you're taking over 10 wins, it's hard to make that. Probably, advise against that one. Probably call the Michigan Gambling Hotline, guys. It's 1-800-270-7117. Make sure you guys place those bets at MyBookie.com. Use the promo code Woodward. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back with some more Kool-Aid for you.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
Mike and Adam
I'm having fun. We got
High
news
Five
during the season.
Spirits
Oh, yeah,
Distillery.
dude. This
We're
is
in
a lot of
about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, we're excited to get back at it after a short little all-star break. And listen, in between, we were drafting best ball, fantasy football. You guys got to get after it. Get over there with us at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to get over there and check out oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, we got to start off this second half hot. Let's get after it. Listen, Tigers are playing the A's today. Actually, 2 games. I think both games go under. Both teams are at the top of of the heap as far as unders go, as far as the season. Let's roll with it. Under both Tiger games. OddsTrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
What up, though? Welcome back. But let me tell you guys first about the brand new state-of-the-art Sports Dome Field House that has regulation basketball court, a volleyball court, and a soccer field. You also play some 7-on-7 football. If you guys want to help the Detroit Lions win, meet them down there. Get them a couple scrimmages.
Okay.
Skelly O, Skelly D, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they also got K-8 features, though. They got AM, PM latch key.
Yeah.
They got small classroom sizes.
Yeah.
They got a learning street.
Yeah.
A futuristic media center.
Yeah.
Free breakfast and lunch. You know the heavyweights there for that. You know what I'm saying? Huffington Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K-8 athletics. All that and more, all you do is enroll at theacademyofwarren.net.
Academy.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. This is the hands down the best Friday show we've ever done.
Oh, for sure.
I'm your boy, Eazy, my man, Kung Fu Spinning.
What up, though? Last Friday we were just drunk yelling at each other the whole time.
Literally, that was the show last Friday. Shout out to Young Sus in the TD booth fighting for his real name. Come next Friday. Make sure you guys tune in for that one. And, of course, joined by Detroit Lions royalty, Sergeant Michael Banks and Dosa Dion. We were talking about how excited we are for this offense.
Yes.
This is a nitpicky question, and you guys can feel free to shut it down and say there's none. I don't even think you're crazy if you did. What are the weak spots on the offense? Because we've drinking all the Kool-Aid being hyped about it. What are the weak spots on this offense? What spots concern you other than injuries?
Well, I won't go to injuries, but I'll go to a depth part because I just hyped up our depth.
Yes.
But one of my biggest concerns still lies with backup tackle. And I have confidence Matt Nelson will improve, and I think he did improve a little bit through the season, but he was not very good last year.
No,
and I'm not here to call him out, but it was a very big issue. And offensively, Evan Brown stepped up, which was great. Tackle, we didn't. And we brought in a UDFA. I was hoping we'd draft somebody. I thought we should have drafted a tackle. We brought in Obina Eze, who's coming over, played in college, picked it up really quickly. So that would be the one spot offensively that stands out to me, because if we have to go to that, because you're probably going to have to at some point, you need that guy to at least hold it down where you're not having to completely change your offense.
Yes.
It was a disaster when the whole offense was different. The pressure rates were ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
The numbers are crazy. So that's the one that stands out. Aside from injuries, it's hard because I believe in Goff. And to what you said, if we're not going injuries and if DJ Chark and Jameson Williams are healthy, a receiver group's deep, a running back group is deep. We have a fullback. Heck, teams don't even have fullback. We got a fullback.
Yeah.
We got Ball. We got tight ends.
Yeah.
If James Mitchell comes back, we got Devin Funches now. So there's not a lot of weak spots. I would say one thing is Dan Campbell is he the play caller again this year? Because I think timing is really important. And I thought there were times last year where sometimes play call timing was questionable. I'm not mad about the aggressiveness. I love his aggressiveness. Who he is, be who you are.
Man, I loved it.
We got to be that, But sometimes the timing is strange. And if he's calling those plays, and I'm like, all right, that was kind of weird that you just ran that back to back. Sometimes I feel like we got a little passive, and I don't think he wants to be that way. When you're inside your own 10, I don't think he wants to run it 3 straight times, but he did it at times. So, to me, it's specifically the backup tackle position, because everywhere else, if I lose a receiver, I'm confident. If I lose my tackle center, I'm confident. If I lose my guard, I'm confident.
Yeah.
But backup tackle, I'm still a little bit wait and see.
Yeah. What about for you, Smitty?
For me, it's obvious, man. It's quarterback. I'm not trying to pile on like this, but I do think Jared Goff is the blatant weak spot of this team. I do think he can be a guy that can win you games, with a team like this around him. But to the next level, that's where he gets a little questionable. And then after that, if Jared Goff gets hurt, you're not winning the game. You're not winning the game with Boyle. You're not winning the game with Blau. They've proven that. And so, not only the first string quarterback being a guy that I don't have the most faith in. I'll say it lightly. The guy I don't have the most faith in. Your backups are a complete shit show. It's guys that can't when you I remember Sean Hill, man. We had Sean Hill as the best backup quarterback in the league. Whenever Sean Hill come in, I'd feel good. I'd be like, all right, we got Sean Hill in here. He can still win us this game. I don't get that feeling with the other guys. And although I'm not worried about Goff taking too many hits because our offensive line is so good, anything could happen. That man could get injured. If he misses a couple games, he misses 3 games, that's 3 L's right there for us. So,
Sergeant Michael Banks, you're the pastor of positivity,
okay,
the preacher of positivity in the room.
And this is, for Goff. You have to remember, this man came off an injury and beat Seattle in a playoff game. Who does that? He owns Seattle.
Who needs a thumb?
Who does
Who
that?
needs a thumb? Yeah.
Who needs a tone? In the words of Conor McGregor.
Who does that? Like I say, I have complete faith in Jeff Goff. and it just grew on me, and it came more with the interview that he did, because it was something that really stood out in his interview. He said, being in California, people look past you because they look for movie stars and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but being here, Jared Goff, how you doing? You know, we gonna need you this season.
Yeah.
So basically, this city is on his back because now he has a personal interaction with the fans out there.
Yeah.
And they, you know, giving him the positivity. He's like, oh, wow, these are the people that's dependent on me. My grocer, you know, the lady at the gas station, you know, where he has a more personal connection, and where he see, you know, that little piece of the puzzle, how it fit into the whole puzzle. So Jared Goff have a total new outcome when it comes to this blue-collar city we call Detroit.
Okay.
You know, like I always say, this is my city, this is my town, and this is my doggone team.
Yes,
so
sir.
we about to boot up. And Jared Goff is going to take us, and he going to win it. He just not going to show up, and he going to win the Super Bowl. Wait and see. I'm telling you.
Man, I pray you're right, man. I pray you're right. I do.
Okay, wait. I got to watch your first show after you guys do training camp.
All right.
When you see it.
Yeah.
When you see Rodriguez running up through there making them tackles.
Yeah.
When you see Jared Goff throwing that thing down to DJ Shark. Because remember, they worked out this summer.
Yeah.
DJ Shark,
that's true.
Reynolds, and St. Brown.
Yeah.
With Jared Goff. They went to California. They worked out. I'm telling you, this ain't what you think.
Yeah.
This team right here is going to come punching people in the mouth because everybody's underestimating them.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell going to be the first one up there talking about, thanks for these kneecaps. I'm telling you, this team is different. It's something different in the air. And I know I keep beating the same horse, but I haven't felt this way in a long time about my Lions.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
I agree.
It's definitely
different.
There's a different feeling for sure.
I built my credit off of my Detroit Lions season tickets when I was 19. I got like a loan from a credit union. It was like $1,200 to buy my aunt's car, and then I was done paying it off. I was like, I'm gonna close the account, and she's like, you can turn this to a credit card. And I was like 19. I'm like, what am I gonna do with a credit card? And I was like, can I buy season tickets with a credit card? And she was like, yeah. And I was like. but the reason why though, I had that same feeling that year when we signed Reggie Bush, Glover Quinn, and I was like, Reggie Bush is a big name. Those type of names don't come to Detroit
Reggie
often.
Bush.
Yes, 100%. Like, it's Reggie Bush. I'm sure he had options outside Detroit.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like Glover Quinn, as much as he wasn't a big name at the Texans before us, I knew that he was a damn good safety. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Tolick, and just, bro, I felt it.
Yeah.
I can't explain anything other than that. And I have that same feeling with these guys. I've been Mr. Negativity. I don't want to say it. I've been compared to other radio hosts that are negative about Detroit Lions, but like this year, I'm not that. Like I really feel like 10 wins. I know we've been pouring the Kool-Aid all damn show, but I don't think 10 wins is crazy at all, man. It's more specifically because of schedule. More specifically because of schedule.
Exactly. And my man, me and Dose, we went to that doggone Cardinals game.
Oh.
You know, and it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, when you go to a game with me, it's just totally different. We stand up and we cheer the whole game.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
I leave there, I'm hoarse. You know, so, because
Yeah.
I'm in section 120, row 3, and it was just amazing.
You heard me screaming.
And you can see how that kept building and building, you know, all the way to the Green Bay game. So
I was at the Vikings game, the one we won.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I was sitting
Front row.
I got our owner seats. Shout out Shane Johnson for blessing me. I took my pops when we went there, and yeah, it was the first one of the year. It was crazy, so electric in there. We were sitting in the end zone, the opposite end zone that they drove the ball into, though. But I got a great video of Hawk catching the touchdown and running right in front of me. It was a real cool experience.
Well, can I personally ask y'all for something?
What's up?
Please, can y'all push that when the fans go to the stadium, that they cheer?
Yeah.
Because I was at that Monday night game with Chicago. We had a Monday night game.
That's when I had my tickets.
That was like a Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
I cried that night. I cried. I was like, this is beautiful, man. Like this,
you can
this
go
place
to
is
Ford
turned
Field
up
and
right
we
now.
can shut down all our home games if they just cheer.
Yeah.
Because that place is deafening. But the fans don't cheer.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. If we could just please push that.
I was at that Chiefs game a couple years ago.
I was at that one too.
2 years ago when we almost beat the Chiefs.
That place
crazy. Was rocking.
But
it
what
was
I'm
rocking.
saying is, we're at the game. Sheila comes out with Calvin, and you can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
From the same doggone fans that was there in the first half.
Yeah.
To me, that don't make sense. It was very embarrassing, one, but our fans, if we cheer, people gonna hate to come here.
Oh, for sure.
And we hosting a playoff game or the NFC Championship. It's a wrap.
I think that moment sparked something in Sheila though, because you saw she dropped the forward from her name, like publicly or whatever, and like she moved her office in between Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Like when I touching back again to the interview with Darius Slay, I asked him, because when we moved to the Eagles, they won a Super Bowl recently. And I was like, what's the difference in ownership? Because everyone blames ownership. And he's like, they're involved. You know what I'm saying? Like they're there at the practice, and you can have a football conversation with them. Now, Mrs. Ford, her mom, older lady, you know what I'm saying? She probably.
I love Jim Caldwell.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably wasn't, that big of a football person. But you could tell right now that Sheila Hamp actively involved with this team.
She's tied in.
And that's what you see out of like owners that teams that win. They are the owners that are active within them.
Yeah.
But you gotta work out some of this energy, man. This Centron, boot it up, it got me going, spinning. Where can I go?
You can go to Planet Fitness, because right now, for just $0 down and $10 a month, you can get a Planet Fitness membership. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness nearby. You can be driving down Woodward. You'll see a couple of them on the way to the studio. And as you can see, we broadcast live from the Planet Fitness studios. So make sure you join in club or online at planetfitness.com. And remember, until the end of August, high school students can go and work out for free. If you're getting ready for your own football season, you can go there and work out for free at Planet Fitness for the summertime pass. So make sure you head up Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
You guys were all happy about the Detroit Lions. We feel like this rebuild is going a lot quicker than anybody expected. And I think that Brad Holmes might have called Alta Equipment. You know what I'm saying? Because Alta Equipment, uptime matters.
Alta.
They get your job done on time.
Uptime.
The best, man. They got the best rental fleet in the state of Michigan. Alta Equipment, guys, make sure you check them out, because with Alta Equipment, uptime matters. Make sure you call them. Give them a call today. It's go to Alta today. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. We here booted up on a Friday.
Booted up.
I'm your boy Eazy, Joint Man, Kung Fu Sweeney,
What up, though?
Yes, sir. We got Young Sus in the building. And, of course, Detroit Lions royalty, Sergeant Michael Banks. And those Dion, thank you guys again for joining us. Guys, we were talking about Sheila Ford Hamp before we went to break.
Yes.
And you talking about the moment that she got booed. That was the Eagles game?
Yeah, when Calvin Johnson received his his Hall of Fame ring.
Yes.
And, I love Sheila Ford. She had we did the tour of the training facility, me and my grandson, and there's a quote on the wall by her. It says,
"Pimps up, hoes
winning
down."
And losing doesn't matter until you lose." You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, Sheila, she has a chip on her shoulder.
Yes.
Towards the NFL, because the NFL,
she applied
when
for the
her
job.
mama asked for help, they painted her into a corner, and they said, "Get this guy." Didn't look at nobody else. Get this guy. And so they wasted some of our years of our franchise. So she's upset about that. And if you look at the program about the female owners that was out there, and they did Miss Ford, I think they did the owner for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And Sheila wanted to get her mother a ring. She wanted to get her mother a ring soon. A championship ring, and she wanted to get one for the city of Detroit. Because the Fords do a lot for Detroit. You just don't see it. A lot of things are undercover.
They brought the Super Bowl. The draft.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's crazy.
So, all of that stuff, it figures in. And like you said, when Brad Holmes came here, they was like, "You're not leaving the building. We're hiring you because you are what we need. You are what we want." And then Dan Campbell, I got his autograph when we were 0-16, when he was a player.
Oh my God, I might have that too. Actually,
I know I'm telling my age.
I forgot about that. I went when I was like 12.
See,
Ernie
so
Sims, that's what I was both excited to see.
He know what it means, the stuff that we go through here in the city, and he mean that. You know,
100%.
we're driven by Detroit, and they put that product, all the stuff that they sat and had the meeting about when they first got hired in, all three of them, they putting that product on the field this year. They got it all together. And Brad Holmes is just the man, period, hands down.
Another thing, too, like coming out of college, she applied for a job with the NFL. I think it was something to do with accounting or something like that, and she did end up getting it.
Yeah, I think said
she's on a warpath.
But honestly, though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's one of the only female owners. Like, people have already been, you know how women have had it rough in the country. You know what I'm saying? That they have. It is. Right. She has the opportunity to, dismiss a lot of that for herself. And a former athlete herself. She was a competitive tennis player. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's... And you could just tell, bro. Like the whole Calvin situation, like we obviously didn't pay him, previous ownership. She saw that was an issue. Mm-hmm. She's working to correct it. Because you're not telling me Calvin Johnson just went there for a read. He got paid. Because remember, they offered him, hey, we could do this through appearances and social media and stuff like that. Because otherwise it counts against the cap, as I guess the situation is.
Right.
Don't forget, he posted two posts on his social media page. One of him in the tunnel, and then one of him just in the field talking about excited about the season or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And then the appearance at halftime. I guarantee you those are probably those 3 payments to make up for, whatever it was in his contract. And she's conscious of like what the city, the town thinks of like the Ford ownership. You know what I'm saying? She dropped the Ford literally from her name. Like that just should tell you it alone. And I know it was an ugly scene, but I think the booing situation was a wake up call and something to feed her even more. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to understand the different dynamics of a man that's a billionaire and a woman that's looking out for, this is our name, this is who we are, this is our I can't think of the word right now, but our legacy. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, she's taking it serious. She's taking a whole different approach to it. And with that chip on her shoulder, she's definitely getting it done. You know what I'm saying? So I got much respect for her. I just hope that when we get our Super Bowl ring this year, they go through Jostens. They make
go through so
class rings, and they also make rings for the fans. Please get your rings from Jostens.
So I want to do something here before we shut down, because we are getting to the end of the segment here. But I want to go around and I want to give our honest expectations for the Detroit Lions next year, for the record next year. What's going to end up happening with this team? We'll start with you, Easy. You booted up.
17-0, baby! If we're healthy, it's tough for me to say, man. 10-7.
10-7. Okay.
Probably 9-8, but I'm booted up right now. I'm gonna say 10-7.
You're booted up. You're saying 10-7. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with my guns. We broke down the schedule a couple times. We look at this roster. I'm gonna stick with 7-10. I think that's
boo that man.
I think that's a good stone to hit for Brad Holmes in the development of this team. I think that would be obviously a big step forward from last year. So I'm gonna go 7-10. I can see us 8-9. I can see us around there too. Dion,
I feel like my expectation, if we go 7 wins, I'm disappointed. I think we failed if we win 7 games. If Goff is healthy, I think we fail.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, because I get what you're saying. I said that because I think we would have won 7 last year if we would have had a Decker. I think we could have competed for 5-6 games last year and won 5-6 games, and we were close to winning tons of them. So to me, I'm right with Easy. I think this is a playoff type of team that I do think will be in the wild card spot. But this is what I've been saying. Don't let us have Green Bay at the end of the year, have them win the division, let us into the playoffs because they rest starters, and then have us play them in the playoffs on the road. Because Green Bay doesn't want to play at home in the playoffs. But they got to play at home Green Bay just like last year with San Fran. I think that would be an ideal scenario for us in a playoff game.
For sure. Sergeant Banks?
Well, y'all know where I'm coming from. And again, my reasoning behind it is this. The Detroit Lions this year is like the San Francisco 49ers the year before they went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They had a lot of their talent that got injured, and they got high draft picks. And then they came and you saw the turnaround with Bosa and them and everything. In fact, Bosa was a rookie that year. And, with all the talent they did and how they just ran through the league. And I'm telling you, the Detroit Lions to me is this way. And I'm telling you, I say we're going 14-3. I can't tell you what 3 teams we're going to lose to, but I stand by my call. Number one, the schedule is very friendly to us. The schedule times. I know a lot of people was upset we didn't get no Monday night game or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Coach Campbell said, this is ideal
100%.
for us. With that repetition and everything. So I'm sticking to 14-3, hosting a playoff game. And like I said earlier, if the fans show up all season and they cheer and don't just come to socialize, but actually be engaged and cheer, and we can shut the stadium down for other teams. We can make this place a place that they don't want to come. The reputation will get around. You don't want to come to Ford Field.
I agree
and
with
when
that.
they come to Ford Field, they're going to know that they don't have nothing coming. So I'm going to go with 14-3, a home playoff game. And I believe that if we make it to the Super Bowl, we can win the Super Bowl. So I'm saying we're going to win the Super Bowl, and we're going to be filming with our winter coats on right down there at Woodward at Camping Marches, celebrating our Super Bowl championship this year. And I'm standing by that. As a United States Marine, we deal with a PMA, a positive mental attitude, and all you have to do is adapt and overcome. That's it. And we got so many positive things going on this year. Not just with the ownership and not just with the management, not just with the team, but the fans. Lions Nation Unite, Lions Nation one, hashtag One Pride worldwide, hashtag One Pride. We're all coming together. Because we as fans, if we come and we support this team, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit. And guess what? Let those haters hate. Because those talking heads, when we go 5-0 into the bye, they're going to be trying to figure out what's wrong with us then. Not what's wrong with us, what's wrong with the other team. We don't understand why they lost to them. Please don't get on the bandwagon. Just let us go ahead and get our championship.
Yeah,
by the way, congratulations, Matthew Stafford. We saw your ring. That bad boy is sweet.
The beliefs and expectations of Sergeant Michael Banks don't necessarily reflect the beliefs and expectations of the Woodward Heavyweights. No, dude, if it happens, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it happens, all props to you, man. You're going to be the first man I hit up because, wow.
A lot of close games with an injured, worse roster last year. I'm just saying. It gets tougher competition. I'm just saying.
It gets tougher. We're going to see. We're going to see. We got a lot to work with.
The people in the chat, Michael Sergeant Banks, they want to know will you come back in November?
Oh, I would love to come back. And I just want to give a quick shout out. I get enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 9 days.
Worked? You did it?
Yeah,
I was going every day.
I won.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
And I get another, opportunity, like I say, when we go to training camp and stuff, it'll be the one for season ticket holders. And please, y'all, come out to the training camp this year because you're going to really be surprised. I'm telling you, that team is awesome.
What were the other 2 fan bases you were going against in that voting?
I was going against Chicago and New York, Dallas,
What's
and
New York
Denver.
team?
Huh?
What's New York team?
New York Giants.
You know what's crazy? Is those are like some of those are storied franchises in the NFL. Detroit Lions fan base rocks hard.
They do.
Yeah, they did.
You come up on top, and then you remember like the Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders like Madden covers. Like we had to vote to get those in. Like
for sure,
bro. If we do, you're right though. If we turn up at the field, saying it might help us a little bit. Real quick, I did want to do this though. I know it's past our time, but it's all right. We're not on the radio anyway. Sus. Shoot your shot, man.
Yeah.
Cut that promo, fam. We end
tell
the show
man,
on you,
tell
man.
Cheese Nips what he needs to
And
hear.
as soon as you're done, cut to the end of the show, the indie clip.
All right, so I'm gonna just quote my boy J. Cole when he was rolling out that off-season album where he smoked all those rappers, and I'm gonna just say this and this only: confidence at all-time high.
And there it is.
Please like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, like that.
This in Jersey.
Autograph signed Aiden Hutchinson jersey. Then make sure you guys tune in all next week. Screenshot the live stream. Make sure it's liked. Make sure you subscribe. DM it to the Woodward Heavyweights on Twitter or Instagram, and you have a chance to win that.
We are going to be offering up an autographed Aiden Hutchinson jersey our first week live on the Woodward Sports Network, the main center.
Yes,
so
sir.
make sure you guys support that. It's
5 to
courtesy
7.
of John Yu, Tammy Chin, and Pro Sports Zone. So we thank them
Bedrock Construction.
a lot. Bedrock Construction as well. Shout out to Bedrock. Shout out to Pro Sports Zone. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Eazy, my co-host, my boy. Shout out to Chris in the booth, holding it down. Shout out to Sergeant Banks and to Dose of Dion for making this show amazing today. We appreciate you guys for joining us, and we will see all of you on Monday on the main channel, 5 to 7. Peace.